kid.
Yeah. That's why you won't see me in that kind of water. And then they did that movie, Zombie Shark, in the river. Hell no, I'm not going out there.
No, that would not be good.
No, it wouldn't be good at all. But what gets me is there was a kid on a little floating raft, maybe 20 yards away, and nobody noticed it. I didn't notice it until I got back and looked at the film. I would have noticed it. I'd have told the guy in the jet ski, run over there and tell him that there was a shark right there. You know, because they had people in the water all over the place. That would not have been good. Oh, good morning, Joel.
Mr. Skyfly, how you doing?
Joel is number one. Laura put up a short of a rainy day. And I put on there in the comments, I said, I guess you charged your batteries again.
That's about it, too.
Yep.
Okay, I think we're ready to rock and roll.
There you go. We're ready. So,
There's an
some,
articulated tug barge right there.
I like those. I think those are pretty cool looking. A little different, you know, different from what we see down here.
Yep, they are.
Look at, she's telling me, shut up already, Laura. I just don't want her to come anywhere near me with those batteries and charging them around me.
That's
I don't
the
like rain.
Joyce L. Van Enkelborg.
Well, that's a lot to say.
Well, the Van Enkelborg is a family name. They're the ones that own all these.
Jonathan, what's up? What's up, my friend? He said he got no notification.
Well, you'll get it sometime tomorrow, Jonathan.
You get it about midnight. I didn't get a notification either. Didn't pop up. So it'll be about midnight.
What you doing? What you doing?
Corey, what's up, Corey? So yesterday Justin came in last night and Loki, everybody was all the dogs were over there by him, and he was chewing gum and he popped the gum, did a pop with the gum. Loki like to flipped over everybody else, ran around and got under my feet and looked up at him. Justin said, he said Loki grew up in the hood. Heard a gunshot, he was gone. That was real. I mean, the way he was looking, he got behind stuff looking at Justin like, what the hell are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
And this morning I did the same thing. I popped my lips like, and he took off.
Wow.
Waypoint, what's up? Frank, say hello to Jody. Everybody, don't let Laura come by. If she charges her batteries, it'll start raining. Well, that ship moving in good. That thing's trucking. Yeah, still haven't seen his Notification pop up, yeah. See, Laura says she's not home, so it means Paul's partying right now. I mean, Paul, Birdman's partying. David.
Oh, my.
Yeah, she responded, said she wasn't home, but she did charge her batteries. So that means David's having a party right now.
Ah,
Is that a new box or the same box? The Boston Cream.
well, I stopped, me and I went and got a ship this morning,
That's a new box.
had a new box of Boston creams.
I didn't think that box lasted 2 days. So New Orleans used to be a nice place. It's in anywhere in the French Quarter, in that vicinity of the French Quarter, was one of the safest places in the city. Last night, 2 o'clock in the morning, shootout down there, 1 dead, 11 injured. We're becoming Chicago South. That's why I don't go. I haven't been in New Orleans in over a year. And as much as I like New Orleans and what you can do over there and all the things you can fly, I won't go over there.
Did Laura take her drone with her, do you know?
It's raining, I guess. I would say she has it. Because everywhere those batteries go when they're charged, it rains.
That's not good.
Come on, Justin, get on the panel. We need somebody to pick on. I can't say I like my new glasses. Because they told me that it's gonna take a couple of days for the eyes to adjust to the new prescription. But it seems like it's trying to, but it doesn't seem like it's doing it well enough.
I
It's
see
the white
Laura
eye.
answered me and she says, yes, she does have her drone with her.
Well, that was a given because she showed that raining video.
Well, you know, she's gonna wear the batteries out just from charging them up and down.
How many flights have you had in these batteries? One. Well, why are they bad? I charged them and decharged them and recharged them and decharged. They're smart batteries. Leave them alone. They'll do it on themselves.
And then they'll discharge down to a certain level and
Yeah.
just hover there.
And here comes Fingers.
Hey, Rod.
What's up, Rod?
You know, Johnny said I was going to get a ticket for going too fast. I sent him
Actually,
that video.
I went to look at it 3 times. I haven't looked at it yet. Sorry.
Oh,
put
see
it
how
up.
you are? See how you are,
I'll-
Joe? See how
I've
you
been,
are?
you ought to see what I've been doing.
Oh, I'm sure. Crazy stuff. 3D printing something or flying something
I haven't
crazy.
3D printed in a week. I've been able to turn it on just to make sure it works.
Wow.
You know what I'm thinking about printing? Wait till y'all hear this. I'm thinking about
Avada 3.
no. I'm thinking about printing one of the ducks a little bit bigger that I'll measure to where it fits on top of the Avada 2 with a little clip on the bottom so I can clip it on the top and fly around a little duck with it.
Hmm.
Now that might be pretty cool.
I wonder if anybody has the pat or the on Thingiverse yet for the bumpers.
I haven't seen them. But let me tell you what I found out this morning on I gotta look at the name of the guy.
Dobo has
On
them.
Tech Drone Media.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the dude from Denmark. Yeah.
Yeah, guess I like him. I really like him.
I love him, Henrik or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like the Denmark version of Bob Dempsey. He's always laughing, you know.
I
But
like him. He's a cool dude.
yeah, Bob Dempsey played Santa Claus so long. He says 3 words. He goes, ha ha, ha ha. You know, after
So
3
what'd you
words.
learn from his video? I saw he had one out there.
Yeah, I learned from his video this morning that when you put the ND filters on, the gimbal cover doesn't fit.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. As big as
He
those
said,
ND filters are that I've seen, Jesus.
yeah, he said it was a tight fit, so he took it off. And you see, I want to leave mine on. That's the thing that's gonna get me mad. Because they're gonna have to do something. Somebody's gonna have to. I bet you somebody comes out with another gimbal cover that's a little bigger.
Or somebody comes out with different filters because that filter would never work on an FPV drone.
Well, have you seen?
As
Yeah,
tight as the frames are where the cameras are on FPV drones, ain't nobody gonna want that freaking wide filter that they have for that thing.
have you seen the one Start RC has?
Mm-mm.
They're like that, but it's a round filter, and it looks like it's twice the size. Now, Start RC might have made them to fit, you know,
Could
because
be.
these were the DJI ones.
Yeah,
So,
the DJI ones are kind of big rectangular things that I've seen.
yeah, my thing is, I don't want to spend $50 for filters. I'm hoping Johnny gets a couple sets. Then I'll trade him a camera butter for one, since he's keeping one of the Avatas.
I always wait on Freewell if I'm looking for
Yeah.
filters. Freewell.
Well, yeah, and the other person that we need to talk about this morning is Lance. Hey, Lance. What's up, Lance?
Hey guys.
Lance commented on my video.
Yeah, what hole do you live on, Rod?
That's a great question. I'm not sure. Was the 3rd or the 6th?
And
That's a good guess, huh?
Is that an alligator pond?
Oh yeah, when we first moved in, there was a gator in there. Yeah. And there has been again since then. Every once in a while, they'll pop in there.
Yeah. My brother lives in Fort Myers. He says if there's a ditch with water in it, there's probably a gator in there at some point.
Yep. He's not wrong. In Florida, if there's water, look out. Like Joe yesterday, the gator will take over the paddle boards.
Yep. Guess what else I found? I was doing a video of the boats at the river, and as I made the turn, I was going back. I had them all straight out. I was coming up the side of them, just kind of so you can see everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at it, and I didn't see it. I didn't see it when I was filming. I might have looked away, but I looked up, and something in the front of the sailboat, the first sailboat in the picture, all of a sudden there's a splash in the water, and I looked to see it. There's no swimmer, nobody in the water, right? So I came back and I clipped it, and I took that one clip out and I put it on for a short to see what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I zoomed in about twice the value of it, and I went real slow. And right before it hits, you see a fin come up, and then it hit the water. It was a little sharp.
I had one of those on a video once, and the shark was actually, I don't know what the hell kind of fish it was. It was catching, but I caught the fin, and I caught the mouth with a fish swimming through a freaking large fish that the gator was trying to catch, going through his mouth.
Yeah. Well, the shark got something, And they had a kid in the water no more than about 40 feet from it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I didn't see it. So yesterday I shot an alligator and a shark. Maybe then I almost made a guess when you said you didn't know third or sixth. I said six. So maybe I ought to go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about that yesterday, right? With the water, when you were saying it was like,
and I told you,
I don't know if I'd be playing around. I don't know if I'd be playing around in that water.
Yeah.
Too many bad things around there that could come
That's
bite
why
you.
my cousin got bit by a shark there before. What's up, Justin?
Yeah.
Hey, Justin.
So you like that video, Lance?
Yeah, you were cruising, and you know, I've seen you fly around your house before, but yeah, you were motoring.
hammer down on that one. Yeah. But you know, everybody's getting, you know, the new one. It's like, here, let me show you how this thing's supposed to be flown.
That's the Olavada, right?
Yeah, this is how you have fun with the Avada. Hammer down and just freaking go. And even more interesting part about that, Lance, that's not sticks. That was motion controller.
That's motion controller.
Yeah.
That is motion controller. That's not sticks at all.
So
I'm telling you, you can
Chat.
fly better. You can fly better with the motion controller than you can the sticks.
Good morning, Mark.
And I've never flown with the sticks. I like the motion controller. It's very intuitive for me. And my Avada 2 gets here on Friday, and I'm looking forward to it.
Made me jump when you hit that branch.
Oh, the palm frond, yeah.
The palm, yeah. The dead palm.
Yeah, I need to trim that one.
What's up, everybody? In the chat.
Yeah, Rod's got a lot of money. He don't care. Look at the way he's flying.
Yeah. Hammer down, man. Hammer down. That's how you have fun with the Avada. Oh, seriously.
And the Avada OG doesn't tilt as much as it doesn't appear to tilt as much as the Avada 2. The Avada 2 almost is vertical. My goodness.
It tilted the other day for me pretty good.
But this is where I keep telling everybody, Joe, go ahead, have your sticks. Let's put it in sports mode and go race. I bet I win.
Well, but you got to also, how many times have you flown around your house like that?
Well, just like everybody else, lots.
Yeah.
That's true of any FPV, anything. Once you've flown around it a bazillion times, you get pretty good at it. So, yeah. But still, that was just kind of a demo to sort of inspire people.
Inspire people to keep their OG.
Inspire people to fly close to the ground, wide open.
Do you ever get low enough so that you're cutting the grass, Rod?
Yes.
Every time it crashes.
Oh, no. No, there's definitely been times where I was that low. It probably cutting the top of the grass off as I was going by. Yeah.
Who was it was saying the other night they tried their best to fly it into the ground and it wouldn't let him?
Oh yeah, that was the Avada 2. I forget who said that.
Yeah, the Avada 2 has those sensors. It'll only let you get down so far, like a foot or something.
That was Sean. I.
Oh yeah. Sean was talking about that where
Yeah,
he hit the bench because it popped up as he tried to go under it.
No, I hit the bench.
You hit the bench.
Sean was trying to go and hit the ground. He couldn't do it.
Can you turn those sensors off, Joe?
No.
Well, that's a drag. You can't fly under benches anymore.
No, I think you can. I think it was me.
You know, there's an easy answer to that. What used to be the answer for the downward sensors over water?
Tape them up. Tape them up.
Exactly.
Corey's challenging you to a race now. You can call some people out now. He's ready to race. Remember, he races professionally.
I would say Joe Fodolio is pretty darn good as well. He may be
Yeah.
a guy that
Yeah, I think Joe, from what I'm watching with this video, Joe would have cried.
but for us normal guys, yeah, you would kick our butt.
You know, all it's really about is not really to kick anybody's butt. It's just it's the same fun I have with Ken when Ken and I are flying. You kind of end up pushing each other to learn new
Yeah.
things and you go fast. I mean, Joe, you get that with Johnny, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you end up just kind of pushing, and both of you end up being better pilots because
let
of
me
it. So that's
clarify
the
that.
fun part.
No, I don't. I will not let him peer pressure me and all of that crap.
Oh, into manual, yeah. No, but you know what I'm saying, right? It just flying with somebody, in the end, you both end up learning something from it and probably get better as a pilot. Which is fun, which is part of what makes it fun, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure Corey kicked my ass. I'm not a FPV racing gate kind of.
So I know this is not all of your homes. So how many neighbors' homes are you flying through?
Two mostly. Mine and my neighbors.
Is it
That
only-
other one over there is my retired Air Force guys. They love the drones. Yeah.
Yeah, see, Hot Rod, I live on a golf course too, but my neighbors would not be happy if I did that.
Nah, I
So
got you.
I've only flown my Avata like 3 times on my golf course.
Oh yeah, you get into a golf course, you're gonna get a bunch of people getting pissed.
I
at you.
don't. Yeah, but I wasn't flying on the golf course. I was just flying around the houses. But
Yeah.
I have done the golf course. Not with the
You live
Avata.
far
Not
enough
with the
back on
Avata
golf
though.
course. You appear to live far enough back because you've got that pond, that lake. the golf
What you
course.
can't see is there's one in the back too. There's actually 2 lakes on that hole.
Okay, yeah. And I live right, I mean, my backyard touches the rough of the fairway. So I'm
gotcha.
right on it. So, as soon as I take off from my backyard, it's bothering the golfers.
Yeah, we don't always have people out there. So I've, when I first got my Air 2 way back when, one of the things that I did a few times was take off from the tee box about as low as I could keep the thing and just haul ass straight at the flagstick. That I've always enjoyed the go fast, low to the ground because it gives you that perception of speed.
Oh, Lance, think about how pissed they'd get if you took off with a 5-inch with a 5S in it. Just fucking went screaming over the golf course at 120.
They hear me when I'm flying mine around the house. I will definitely punch out at times. For the most part, my neighbors walking.
Video.
You like that video?
I really do.
Yeah. Like I said, a little inspiration for folks. Just haul ass and go.
When was the last time you flew your DJIs?
South Florida drone meetup. The Mavic 3.
Well, that don't count though. Before that.
Before that?
Yeah.
One of the rocket launches not too long ago.
Okay.
So yeah, I still use them.
Have you found yourself using them less though?
Of
Than
course.
you normally did?
Of course. But I can tell you, I think that pendulum is about to swing back the other way.
Why?
Because I've gotten to the point on FPV where it's not really a challenge.
Well,
Okay.
It's not really much of a challenge. It's zero challenge over an open field. How's that for an answer?
start going to some places with some towers and stuff,
Yeah. This is
and maybe try bigger
the shape.
drone. Get something
the St. John's Fairgrounds, where Ken and I fly with Jeff NBS FPV. I like flying around those trees. That's a bit of a challenge.
Well, have you
I
flown
just don't
any?
have tons of that right in the immediate area where I live, other than at my house. Flying around my
What's
house
up,
and around
Dan?
those palm trees is challenging.
Now, have you flown anything like a 4 or 5 inch with a 4 or 5S battery?
Yeah, and around my house.
Okay.
That path you saw me do with the Avata, I've done it with the Baby Hawk. But the Baby Hawk is slower
I didn't know
4S,
you. I didn't know you.
4S, and I've also done it and can do it with my 6S Domain because it's a 3.5 inch. And
Okay, I didn't know you had a bigger drone like that. I thought all
oh
yours were
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of the
yeah.
smaller ones.
Okay, I'm gonna call you out on something.
Huh.
At 8:48, 8:49, when you came around the house once, you're getting ready to go through it, and if you look at the little bitty palm tree between the two big palm trees, they
Mhm.
got two gaps. They got two gaps. I didn't see you go through that.
Ah, yeah. No, there's lots of gaps that I haven't gone through. There's one video, Joe, and I didn't post a video, but it was kind of one of the last batteries I did. Jerry Bauer, the last time he came over, in fact, we were at St. John's that day. It was just he and I, and I was talking a little bit about, it's a little boring, and so he kind of challenged me to do what Jeff does, which is fly around the trees. So I literally did one battery where I was kind of zigzagging and doing circles between all my palm trees right by my garage, going in and out, in and out, in and out, just to learn throttle control and all that kind of good stuff. So with the FPV
Well, you
drone.
got when I did the one I call shielded operations. When I came around, they got an oak tree. Now the gap in it's about 3 foot, but I came in on an angle. I came in on an angle where you could barely see the gap, and I
Mhm.
went. And when I got up to where I could see the gap, I just kind of tilted and went into the gap. And when I got into the gap, I was going about 17. I realized, well, that other tree is kind of close now, and I just tilted my wrist, and it turned right out. I mean, you don't see the turn that came out of that, but I got through it.
Yeah,
But that's what I like about the motion control.
you can. That's what a lot of people don't freaking seem to understand is if you yank that thing purely 90 degrees parallel to the ground, that
Yeah.
that drone will turn hard, and I mean
Well,
really hard if you yank on that motion controller.
well, way back with the Vada, I was at Fairview Park, and that was where I crashed it the first time, where I just flipped the tree. So I came back and I flew the second time, and I was going in and out of the pavilion, and I went through the back of the pavilion, and there's a big oak tree there, and I curved it real quick so I wouldn't hit the oak tree, and it did almost a 90, and then when you go up about another 20 feet, you got to do another 90 to get around the bushes, and I did it like that. So I went that two big 90s like that, and Matty was watching it, Matty's Drone World.
Yeah.
And he said, you got to be using the sticks. There's no way the motion controller did that. I said, that was all motion control.
Yeah.
And it looked smooth.
And that's what I keep trying to tell everybody is for me, who's only flown with the motion controller, I can generally tell in Avata videos when they're using the motion controller versus the sticks. Because when they're using the sticks, at some point they're gonna jiggle. It's gonna wiggle. And the motion controller doesn't do that because it's like fly by wire where the computer
Right.
sort of smooths out the movements. This is one of
Yeah,
the things I was saying.
both of them are made for the motion control.
Yeah, this is one of the things I was saying about Jerry Bauer having Parkinson's and flying with the motion controller. His little shaking that he does with the motion controller won't show up as movements in the drone because the motion controller smooths all that out for him. So it's great for people like him.
Now, this was a one shot.
Hmm?
You see, I could do a one shot 3 or 4 minutes, but if I had to do 13 minutes, I probably would have said,
That
okay,
was
I'm done.
Yeah, that was me, balls to the wall the entire time.
And I noticed at the end you started hitting things.
Yeah, you know how that gets. Your brain gets, you start
Yeah.
getting tired.
That's what like I said, I would have been getting tired.
You also didn't
Going up.
yell at me for going over top of the gazebo instead of between the gazebo, coming
Yeah.
that one direction.
Yeah, because you went up, you hit something higher, and then you came down and hit something lower.
Yeah,
But at the bottom, punched right through it.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, Joe, so you can easily get the 3 batteries on the motion controller and the goggles? No
Oh,
problem?
easily. The motion controller, you could probably do 10 batteries. Because
Okay.
I've done three, and I still have 4 lights. And that's what somebody said that they went through about 9 batteries before it even started to look like it needed to charge.
Gotcha.
It's because
Yeah.
the motion controller is not talking to the drone anymore. The motion controller is talking to the goggles, so it uses like 0 power.
Oh, don't stop like that again, please. The way you stopped at the end, you didn't see me? I was like this, I went. I backed up like that. God darn it. That was
Well,
cool.
it's typical, isn't it? We've got sun now. We've had rain all morning. We've got
That's 'cause
26 miles
Laura
an hour.
charged the battery, that's
gusting
why.
26 miles an hour gusting to 48.
Yeah, with everybody getting the new one, I hadn't flown mine crap since I started the FPV stuff. I'd let other people fly mine as I tried to get them into FPV. But I hadn't really flown it myself. So I was like, okay, I need to go out. I need to show everybody. Here's how you can have fun with this drone. And so that's what that video is about. Little inspiration.
Boy, Mark, the tree behind you is just swaying.
Yeah, 26 miles an hour gusting to 48 miles an hour.
It's like that one video I showed, Paul, where the palm fronds were all on one side of the tree that day.
Yeah.
Or the wind just blowing it over. So
Lance, do you go out and fly much in the wind or no?
I don't like to fly in the wind. I'll fly, 25-mile-an-hour is as much as I'll fly. It was a little windy this morning, but it was also rainy, so I didn't stop and fly. But I saw that the Avata 2 gets a little pushed around in the wind compared to the Avata 1 because it's a little lighter. And of course, it's wider, which makes it more kite-like, if you ask me. I mean, just, not being an engineer, but, more mass, wide mass to me is going to be a little less, it's going to dislike wind a little more than the Avata.
yeah, I talked to somebody on Facebook this morning in United States Drone Society, and he was talking about he liked that video, and so he was like, yeah, I'm going to get one. And he mentioned about, he was going to go up high. When he gets it, he was going to go up high and to get it, which I get, to get away from things, right? And I was like, no, you don't really want to go up high because it's like a parachute. It's going to blow you around. So just go find a big open field and just fly around that with something that doesn't have any obstacles, and just stay low until you get used to it. If you go high, your flight experience may not be as pleasant because the wind if the wind's kicking at all, it's going to push the drone over, and that's going to screw with your eyeballs because you got to get used to your head.
Avata 1, Avata 2.
The playground that I fly in has a rock wall with holes in it about that big. I'm just wondering if the Avata 2 would fly through there okay. It'd be a little tighter than the Avata 1. I can get the Avata 1 through there pretty easily. And I've got rings, like a set of 10 rings about that wide as well. I want to fly through it.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. So Rod, the guy you're talking to, you wanted the 1 or the 2?
He's getting the 2. He doesn't have. He's never had one. Period. So he's getting the 2. And so he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go up high. And I was like, no, you don't want to go up high. Just find a big open field with nothing in it.
No, you don't. Not, I wouldn't do the 2 up high. I've done the other one up high. Actually, I did the 2 up high yesterday, or day before, whatever. Whenever was that Fontainebleau, day
Sure.
before yesterday, I went up because as I was coming back around, I saw like a blue gap between the top of a tree, and I said, you know what? And I made another loop around, came back and went up through. That's how I ended the video. And when I got up top and I was above the tree, maybe 60 feet, I felt the difference in the drone. I just stopped it right there and brought it down because I was right next to me almost.
See, I don't know that I've ever taken mine over 100 feet. And if I've done that, maybe only once or twice and not stayed up at that height.
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times, and
You know,
it's just not
yeah,
interesting.
That's what's fun with the Avata. You know,
Yeah, you got to keep it low. I had it at Pelican Park. I came around and started climbing just to climb, and it was wide open area and everything. And I got up to about 150 feet, and all of a sudden, flying right in front of my thing were Canadian geese. Oh, came back there. Came
You
down
should have
quick.
turned around and chased them.
Yeah, that would have been good.
You know,
I
I've
had to-
chased
I had
I've
to
chased
clean
the
a few things.
pelicans. I've chased the pelicans over at the ocean, and to be blunt, the pelicans don't give a crap about the drone. Literally. And I've even had my Mavic 3 Pro probably within 20 feet of them. They don't care. They're just like,
just
oh,
don't-
another bird come along in the flock. Da-da, 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 da-da. But those things are so big that the drone looks more like a mosquito to them. So it's not even
Yeah.
threatening.
You know, I just thought when you said that, I can't remember the last time I saw a pelican on the lakefront, and we had them out there all the time.
They're big. They are really
I've got a
big.
picture. I've got a picture of one of the little jetties, and it's got the pelicans on it and the babies on it. And when you look at the picture and go count them, it's like 14 or 16 pelicans.
Hmm.
And it's every one of them's got like an adult and a baby, adult and a baby, and an adult and a baby like that. Like it was copied and pasted on.
Mm.
I went through, and the only way you could count them is by the feet. That's how close they were.
Well, it might have been first day of Pelican school.
Could have been.
Mm. Could have been. I know one thing.
I
If you
haven't-
ever hit a pelican with your drone, the pelican's not going to know, and your drone's going to be like in pieces, probably.
Yeah, that one jetty over by Mandeville Harbor that had gazillion seagulls on it all the time. It usually has a bunch of pelicans on it too. But I haven't seen pelicans. Can't remember. Maybe since last year. Maybe they're just not up here yet.
Seagulls tend to be aggressive.
I haven't had an issue with a seagull yet.
Interesting. Good for you. I know
had
one
one
time I
instance
went
with
out
eagles.
yeah, I know the one time I flew out to a shrimp boat that was probably about a mile offshore. And as I got closer and I was looking, there were like 1,000 seagulls flying around that
Oh,
thing
yeah.
trying to catch the free food. And I was like, yeah, I'm not getting any closer. I don't want my drone knocked out of the air by all the seagulls.
Yeah, that's a frenzy out there. You don't want to be around that.
Yeah, you don't want to be around that. Yeah, don't get
got
between
a-
a seagull and his free food.
Yeah, they have a house for sale that's on the market right now. It's probably before I get the settlement, it'll probably be sold. It's really got me upset because I really like it. It's in Boshin Country Club, and it's like 3 miles from me, and it's a gated community, and it's on the edge of a golf course. But between the golf course, there's a little pond like y'all got, and it's just an individual 2-bedroom house, a little small one, with a fenced backyard, everything else. They want $220,000 for it, which is a good price. You know, I would buy that in a heartbeat, and I would fly my drone in the back.
There's that one lady that owns a house right next to Augusta, and they've been trying to buy it from her for like millions, and she won't sell.
That's crazy.
That's a nice place to live.
Yeah, right next to Augusta Golf Course. Yeah, probably. Or a disaster place to live when the tournament's going on,
I was
right?
gonna say, except when the tournament's on.
That's
This-
only 1 week a year.
We used to live by Fairgrounds Racetrack in New Orleans, about 2 blocks from it. And it was a beautiful place to live, except when racing season. And
Mhm.
you'd have 85 people about every 5 minutes walking through your neighborhood because they were getting off the bus going to the track. You know, and we had no parking signs everywhere because everybody tried to park everywhere. They'd take all your parking up.
Yeah, they actually used an electronic counting system this year to figure out Bike Week in Daytona. 420,000 people is what they estimated were in the area.
Ponchatoula, right there by Johnny, little bitty town, like Hammond. I think the town maybe 35,000 people. Had the Ponchatoula Strawberry Festival this weekend. You'll never see me go there. I went there once. You never see me go there because they had over the weekend over 400,000 people.
Oh God. Yeah, one of those. I know what that's like. Bike
Yes.
week for a week.
Yeah, that's what it's like. And it's like everybody. I went out there a few years ago with my kids for them when they were younger. We went out there and we had a blast. But then I went out there again to cover the concerts they had. They had some of the big names in local jazz out there. So I was covering the concerts with Little Fats and all of that. And that wasn't bad. I brought a chair, sat right in front, listened to the music, shot the picture, sat back, listened to the music. So I just sat around all day. But when I left, my car was like 8 blocks away. So I had to go like 8 blocks to the car, 8 blocks back and forth, you know? And I can't do 8 blocks anymore. Right now, until they figure out what's going on with me being out of breath. And when I start walking like that and carrying stuff, I get chest pains. So they got to figure that out before I start going 8 blocks again.
Yeah.
It happened to me the other night. I shot that last picture at the game, got up, put my camera over my shoulder, walked back to the car, got to the car, and I was a little out of breath and my chest started to hurt. And I said, okay, that'll stop. I put everything in the car and I said, oh shit, left my seat. I had it leaning against the thing, just left it sitting right there. So I walked back to get my seat. By the time I got back, my chest was hurting and I took a nitro. But it was like, that's the first time that's happened in since the angiogram on the 6th of March.
Now, after you took the nitro, how long did it take before it cleared up?
About a minute and a half. And that's what he's telling me. He said, if it's stealing from it, take a nitro. He said he thinks that the artery is stealing the oxygen on the side. So just take a nitro, open everything up, see what it does. He said, if it doesn't work, then we're going to have to go fix it. But so I'll just take a nitro. And then it doesn't happen again. You know, the nitro opens me up and I'm good. I wish I could take that 24-hour nitro. They've got it's a time release that just the half-life on it runs slow. But as soon as you take it within about an hour, God darn it, you get a headache. And it's the kind of headache that it's almost like a migraine type. Because it steadily bothers you. I don't know if I could get used to it. I don't want to try to get used to it.
No, there's nothing worse than trading hurting in your chest to hurting in your head. You know, it's like.
Yeah, I think the head's worse.
All right. Oh, they're having an emergency UN Security Council meeting.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything. They're a bunch of idiots.
Israel's is comparing Iran to the Nazis right now.
Good.
Anyways, y'all have fun.
Okay,
Later.
Rod, take care.
See you, Rod. Well, blew up, didn't he?
What?
Morikawa did terrible. Boy, did Scotty Scheffler just run the table there at the end, didn't
he? Mind you, I managed to salvage mine. I put an each way bet on Oberg, and he came in second, so I got back double what I put in, so I'm not so bad.
Good, good. So what I do is I get together with 5 of my good friends, and we all pick. And once a guy's picked off the board, he's gone. And of course, Scotty Scheffler was picked first, and it's random order. So you pick your name out of a hat, and I picked third. And I didn't even pick Morikawa. I think I picked Morikawa in the 3rd round. So you pick a player, and he's gone off the table, and then when you get to the end, it's serpentine. So that guy gets 2 picks, and it comes back. That guy gets 2 picks, and it comes back. So the best guy I had was Morikawa, and like I said, I think I picked him in my 3rd round. But Scheffler was the first guy off the board.
I think if Oberg hadn't have gone in the water on 13 and dropped 2 shots, it might have been a little different, because Scheffler would have had somebody right behind him.
Yeah, and same thing with, is his name Edberg? Edberg, when he dropped it in the drink.
No, it's an A with a small circle above it, so it's pronounced Oberg.
Oberg, yeah. He played well. He was up and down. If he would have just stayed consistent, he would have given Scotty a run.
Yeah, you got to remember, he is only 21 years old.
Yeah.
And that was his first major. Never mind his first Masters, his first major.
And his odds, he was in the top 10 in odds, and no one picked him because we all pick the odds. That's what my group does. We look at the odds, and they're the first guys that come off the board. And he was in the top 10, but nobody picked him. Everyone left him there toward the end, and he may have been picked like in the late 4th round.
Well, it's been his first year as a professional.
Yeah.
And he's won on the European Tour. He's won on the US Tour. He played in the Ryder Cup and did well. That guy is going to be the next Tiger Woods.
Is he?
Yeah.
I had never heard of him before.
Well, that's because he's only just come on the professional circuit. Before that, he was in the college golf until last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, Molinari and a couple of the other the vice captains on the Ryder Cup team said he's one to look out for. If he turns pro and he gets, which he did, and starts doing well, he could be looking at his Ryder Cup, and he got a captain's pick in the Ryder Cup, and he played with Hovland, and I think they won a few matches. So yeah, he's one to watch out for as the year goes on now.
So, hey, Joe, are you there?
Yes.
Who's gone?
I'm here. What?
Oh, so I don't know if is it called Easy Acro? Is that what it's called?
Easy Acro.
And so how do you get it to record on the drone and the drone?
Rock steady. Rock steady.
So you have to change it to rock steady. And if I were to, I like to set my recording to automatic. So as soon as it takes off, it starts recording. Will I still be able to do Easy Acro once I?
Long as you have it set.
Mm.
Long as you have it pressed, yeah.
As long as I have it set to rock steady. Rock steady, I can record it at any time. Okay.
And just remember to do it on the side. What it says, three different things. The wheel on the side is where you scroll to each one, and you get it to which one you want. And when you, if you, it's going to show you, because Sean Hyde was on this morning, he couldn't figure it out. And I told him on there, I said, it's the joystick, up, right, left, or down. And that's it's showing you there on the side, the joystick, which position, like with the slot, with the 180, it's right or left. The other two, the drift, it's 4 ways you can do it. And you don't even have to hold it, just flip it. Just hit it back and forth.
So if you go right, it's gonna roll right.
You're gonna roll right, left's gonna roll left. Forward, it'll do a forward roll, a front roll, and when you hit back, it'll do the back roll.
And then how about the one that reverses? How do you do that one?
That's the 180 slide. It's either right or left. So what you want to do
That's when you
is
need
if
to
you
pick that choice.
if you go on, say the car's on the left side, you would hit left. That way it will turn left instead of turning right.
And does it stay backwards? So you're going forwards, you hit the button and it comes backwards. How long does it stay backwards?
As long as you hold on that trigger, it'll do it. If you release the trigger and press it again, then it'll start coming back.
It'll come back, or will it turn around and keep
Yeah,
going?
I think that as long as you hold the trigger, it'll be flying backwards. But I think you got to release it and start again to make it go forward. But I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be wrong on that. I haven't done it yet.
So you're thinking maybe that you're holding the trigger, it goes backwards, you're still holding, you let go of the trigger, and then it might go this way or it might do that, and you're not sure.
I'm thinking because nobody's really said it. I'm thinking that when you're holding it, I think it slides to a certain distance, and then it'll start coming back. That's what I think. I think that happened. I think that's what Billy did.
Okay.
I think
What
you
I
said
want
that's
to
what he
do
did.
is get people walking and do it. And just see how, see what I can,
Yeah, I think that's something to practice in an open field, so you can see.
I'd practice on a tree first.
Yeah. In the woods, in a heavily wooded, right. Yeah, you
If you
definitely want to
practice
know
near
when you're.
trees, you're going to end up doing a Mark Bolan.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do it, but I want to check on something first. Make sure. I want to see if it comes back automatically. Because if it's not coming back automatically, you got to make sure you have trees behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember, Mark Bolan killed himself by parking his Mini in an oak tree.
Mm-hmm. They got a video out there saying that there was an update to the Air 2S. I'm wondering if that was just Europe, though.
Let me know. I have Air 2S.
It's the C1 certification for the Air 2S for Europe.
Oh, for Europe.
I think Steve, is it Flyby Guys, did a video of it.
It might have been.
Yeah,
I got an update.
It did the remote ID and the C1 certification.
I got an update. Yeah, that's what it is. It's added support for the remote ID, added support to reset all settings and clear all data, added support for EU C1, added support. That's it, those three. But I had it too.
Mm. Well, I suppose you still got to put it on your system just in case you visit Europe.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what it is. But I'm gonna fly the today. I'm gonna fly the Avata 2, but I want to fly the Air 2 because I haven't flown it in about a month. Air 2S.
Mm.
I tell you, I like the Air 2S.
Mm.
I love the Air 2S. I can't believe it's like a little sports car.
Yeah,
I can see why I can see why Paul likes it so much.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
Mm.
and if they're doing updates on it right now, I don't think you can get them a DJI, but somebody's got them. You know,
Mm.
'cause my plan is, I'm just waiting to see what the Marine Corps is going to do. My plan is if I could find a couple of these things, the Air 2Ss, I may get a couple in the box and just leave them. You know, just to make sure I have some in the future.
Mm.
Alexis came on last night on Uncle Bill's show. She says she's selling her plane, and if she sells her plane, she's going to buy 3 Avata 2 Flymore kits. I think she said, and she's going to keep one. She's going to send one to Jim Beauchart, and then she's going to give one away on Uncle Bill's show.
Alexis never buys things in ones. She always buys at least 2 of everything she gets.
She got to have an extra.
Does she have 2 planes?
No, she got 1 plane.
She was supposed to be selling this one once it had gone through its airworthiness test and all the rest of it, and then swapping it for another one where it actually had a door with steps to get in rather than having to climb up onto the wing to get in, because her husband has problems getting in it now.
She's getting a new Tesla too. Yeah, she showed it last night. She got a new Tesla coming.
And she's got a Harley Davidson trike, and she's got the
Yeah.
Harley Davidson Lightning, light, whatever it is, the electric bike.
Yeah, that's a tough girl, man. I'm telling you.
Mm.
One night she was on Uncle Bill's. She walked all through her game room downstairs, showing all the old vintage games she had.
Oh yeah, she got also.
She
Hey,
has a
Mark.
whole bunch of stuff.
Laura in the chat says, Mark, does it keep going sunny and then suddenly raining where you are?
Yeah. We've had on and off all day. But I didn't stay up to watch Uncle Bill last night. I didn't come on Paul last night because I was watching the end of the Masters. And then I went to bed after that. I went to bed at 12:30 because I had to go to the doctor's this morning to have my foot finally checked out.
See, I don't understand. If they could give y'all C1 certification on these drones, why aren't they giving us C1 certification?
It's not in England. The UK haven't got it.
Yeah, but they're still giving it, for Europe.
Oh yeah,
If they can certify for anybody, certify for us.
Well, all it does is that C1 certification allows you to use the Air 2S in the same way as you use a sub 250 gram drones, only with slightly more separation from people, but it allows you to fly in the same places, like over the towns and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
With a sub 250 gram drone, you've got 0 separation from uninvolved people. But with the C1 drones, you've got, I think you can go within, is it 30 meters or something? Whereas it used to be 150 meters. You had to stay away from people.
Yep.
But like I said, it doesn't matter too much for us in the UK yet until they've decided what they're doing. but they split the different airspaces around towns and things into A1, A2, and A3. And you're allowed to fly differently within each of those categories.
But that's a nice bird right there.
Whereas over there in America, you can fly every drone exactly the same, can't you?
What do you mean by fly everyone exactly the same?
Well, it doesn't matter whether it's a sub 250 or above 250, or like the C2, which C0, which would be over 900 grams, which would be the Mavic 3 Pro. You can still fly them in the same places. You don't have different ways.
Yeah, no, it's the
of
same
flying.
rules.
Yeah.
The only difference between the 250 and the bigger drones is whether you want to spend $5 on a 3-year registration. That's literally the only difference.
Yeah.
People would buy that and they'd be like, "Oh, I bought a Mini 2 because I don't have to register it." I'm like, "It's $5 for 3 years, you cheap bitch." Like, that's what you're worried about is $5 for 3 years of registration, really?
And if you're not 107, if you're registering it
Oh, there you go, Joe. Joe's flying.
It's $5 for all your drones.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're 107, it's for each drone. Hey, Joe,
Yeah.
I would put that light at the back of the drone.
Not only that, but even if you're a 107, you still have to register sub 250 as well, don't you?
Yes.
If you're 107, yes, you do.
Yeah.
But even 107s, I mean, if you got 5 drones, it's really not that expensive to register each one. What do you guys pay like?
No,
Is it $5 or $8 a drone?
Yeah.
$5.
$5.
Okay, $5 a drone. That's not bad. I mean, if you're registering 5 drones, that's $25. That's not over. You're done already spent $5 or $6 grand on drones. So what's another $25, right?
Yeah. But
Hey,
you
Joe,
can
hold the drone up.
you can still specify that if you
Someone
buy a
make
sub
that bigger.
50, you're not going to use it as a 107
Hold
and
it
you don't
up.
buy it recreationally, then I think
Come
you
on,
still
let me make some room.
don't need to register it, do you?
So I would put that light as far
Yeah,
back as I can from the camera, so you're not getting any interference. So I
haven't had any. Yeah, I haven't had any.
You can choose to fly quote unquote recreational and you don't have to have it registered on.
Yeah, this is
But
that crazy one that doesn't show up as well. The front lights really aren't that good. There's no light in the front. That little white piece in the front, it's just a reflection to come out from the light. It's just all the lights in the middle right there.
There you go.
So this doesn't give you any kind of glare.
YouTube is
If I put a
blocking
Firehouse on it, it
Firefox.
would.
What?
You what? YouTube blocking Firefox.
Firefox, yeah. Curtis just sent me a freaking
Whatever it is, Firehouse.
Look.
No, Firefox is a browser.
Yeah, look, it's blocking it. So when you go to YouTube, it doesn't show anything. It's just all blank.
Wow.
I guess it just shows you the video.
Be right back, guys.
That's weird.
But Paul, I just looked at the usage. This is the one I got returned, a new one.
Yeah.
10 flights. That's all it's got. 10 flights on it.
Wow.
2 hours.
Oh my God, Jonathan! I just saw that fucking picture you saw. Yeah.
It's about as brand new as you can get.
But yeah, I've when I first got in the drone community and like the minis were coming out and everything, that's all I heard so many people say, "Oh, I bought the mini, I don't have to register it." Like, and you just didn't want to spend an extra $5 for a 3-year registration. I was like, that's the only difference, because these people would get in their heads. I had a couple people actually tell me, I bought the Mini 2 because I don't have to register it and I don't have to follow the same rules. I was like, yes, you do.
Yeah,
you just don't have to register it. I said, so you literally based your decision on a $5 purchase. That's all you did. Because they didn't do their research.
You still spent $750 or whatever it is, and you can't be asked spending another $5.
That's what I'm saying, is they and they had a misconception in their head that because it was under 250 that they fell under a different set of rules. And it's like, no, all you did was base your entire purchase on $5 extra. That was it.
If
As
they
a
ever come to
recreational
the,
pilot.
if they ever come to the UK, they can fly under different rules.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like
Yeah.
over here, if you're flying sub 250, all you need is an operator ID at the moment, which is
Look
free.
at Paul's. Look at
No,
Paul's show.
the operator ID costs you £10 a year.
Nothing. Look at that.
And yeah, and then the flyer ID, which you need if you're flying above 250 grams, and I think they're talking about bringing it into line so that you have to have it anyway, is just a free 40-question multiple choice test, and that lasts for 5 years. So
let me try it on my computer, Curtis. I'll go to Firefox. Let's see.
it's a bit like your trust test, only you get an ID number when you pass it.
I don't want to download Firefox. I just want to go to it.
Team.
But then you have to put your operator ID on a label on every drone you've got, but it's the same number for every one of them.
You can't just go to Firefox like you can to Yahoo without actually having it on your computer. The hell? Forces you to download. I'm not downloading that. Already got enough browsers.
Firefox isn't a bad little browser as it goes.
Hey, Justin, yesterday when I was looking at the video, right by one of the sailboats, I saw a splash. And I said, I didn't see any kid in the water, right? Anybody in the water. So when I went back, I pulled that little clip and put it in as a short. And then I zoomed in a little bit to see what it was. And right before you see the splash, you see a fin come up. And it was definitely a shark's fin, you could tell. And then it just hit something in the water.
Oh, shit.
So there was a shark right there, too. That's what I said, right there at the mouth of the river. There's sharks because Lake Pontchartrain has sharks. Little big sand sharks about 3 feet long. And it had to be 2 to 3 feet long. And they had people in the water no more than 100 yards, 50 yards from it. Nobody saw it.
Yeah, that's why I was asking if they were bull sharks, because they are the ones that can go to salt and fresh water. And they like to ride in the waves when there's storms and shit, and they'll end up in lakes and stuff. You know, they'll ride the water that rises up.
If they have them, I haven't seen anybody catch them yet. But I have seen at that fishing pier that's damaged, I've seen them catch a shark 4.5, 5 feet long up there. But it was like a gray, more of a gray, not a bull. I don't know what the difference in a bull, unless it was like a baby one, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Curtis.
I can't remember. But aren't bull sharks more of a muddy browny colour?
Yeah, they're mean as fuck, too.
What color are they? Are they more of a brown?
Hold on, I'll pull up a picture, show you.
Because this was more of a brown.
I think they are kind of brown, like a muddy brown colour. But the hammerhead,
and it would not
as well.
It would not surprise me if you didn't have them in those lakes, Joe, from all the hurricanes.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. You don't see mufffoot in that water, do you?
And bull sharks are mean as hell, too. So here
Basking shades are like a dark grey black.
Here's a good photo of one that somebody caught.
No, different color. See, go down again. He had one that was more of a brownish color.
Down or up?
That the other way. Right
Like
there,
that?
and that's like a painting on them.
There aren't
It was
really
more.
all that many sharks that are brown because
It was more. It was more
coloured
that
fish
color.
are usually bottom feeders,
Yeah,
like the hammerhead.
yeah,
Like there's
yeah. It was more of a darker color. Like, see, I'd go with that too.
well, it could depend on too, you know, if they may change, they may actually change shades of color being in freshwater. I don't know. I'm just guessing. It's possible when they change their environment, they could change a little bit in color and size and different things like that. But they, like I said, they have a bad tendency of riding, uh, when waters rise up from the ocean, they'll ride in on it and they'll be running around in lakes and shit. They've been found as far as up in the United States as the Mississippi, in the middle of the United States.
Yeah.
They found bull sharks that far inland. They have rode all the Mississippi River all the way up it.
Oh, well,
it's
they
not
like
a-
to be brown in the Mississippi from all the mud in it.
Do what?
The Mississippi's a bit brown, isn't it?
Oh, yo, everything
Yeah, that's a
around me is
big
brown.
that's a big ass river. Well, I'm saying they've been found not as far inland as Mississippi though, and the river and everything, and that's crazy that they've made it that far inland without nobody noticing. I don't know if they actually go out and kill them if they find them, but they've been found in lakes here in Florida too, plenty of times. I'm, but I wouldn't screw with them because they're more vicious than a damn alligator is. You know, these guys go out and paddle boat in lakes and shit with alligators, and no problem. But a bull shark will actually come and chase you and try to get you off that paddleboard. How many boats you got to go to do today, Paul?
Well, I got one this morning. There's a whole bunch of them coming down through, so. But I don't know if I'm gonna catch them or not.
You ever get like one or two coming in together where you get to catch them together or not? Or they stay pretty far apart?
They stay pretty far apart. You know, every once in a while you might get one following another one, but in that between the bridge or buoys 1 and 2 out in the lake and the Black River, there can only be one ship in that area at a time.
I was gonna say, because I've never seen you get a video of two of them going under the bridge, like going opposite directions at the same time.
I think wasn't it last week you went out and there was one coming each way or something?
Well, yeah, that happens periodically, but the one isn't in the area while the other's in the area. In other words, lots of times the one that might be upbound will sit and wait at the Black River for the other vessel to come down, and then they'll go up.
Yeah, they're not allowed to be in the water, I guess, together.
Well, they've had a
That
couple of
area.
accidents where they've actually sunk right there, and it takes forever for them to clear it out. Kind of like the bridge thing, you know.
So is the channel that they pass along fairly narrow compared with the actual width of the river?
No, not so much, but there are things underneath the water, like in other words, like previous shipwrecks from the 1800s and early 1900s.
What
like-
they've left there.
And like Mike said, those Great Lakes are a lot bigger than they look on the map. Like he said, he can go out on one of them by his house and go 10 miles out in it, and he still can't see the other side.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, I stuck the link to the short in the chat. I don't know, it isn't published, it's scheduled, so I think with the link, you can still see it.
What is it?
And it's in the chat. The link, it's a little short. And like I said, when you look at, to me, it looks like it's a shark's fin. The only other thing it could have been was a garfish, like an alligator gar. But usually you don't see the fin like that. When an alligator gar, it hits a little different. This must have had a fish or a crab or something right in the area, and it came up and just popped the hell out of it.
Why did it do that?
What did it do?
It's saying video unavailable. This video is
Yeah,
private.
it's not. I figured you. I see
You
that don't
didn't-
make sense. But give you the freaking link.
You have to have it unlisted, not private.
Yeah, but I got a schedule. Let me go just put it on there. Hold
It might be a different link, but once you put it public, I'll try to click it again and see.
on. It probably
yeah.
don't. It's
If
probably
he's
just being
scheduled it,
stupid.
he's not published it yet.
Yeah, but if you got the link, you still should be able to see it.
I don't know. Well, yeah, you should be able to see private videos if you give them the link to look at them.
No, they
Yeah,
have
that's what I'm
to.
saying.
They have to be unlisted. You have private, which means nobody can view it but you or YouTube. Then
Uh-huh.
if you want to share it, but only to specific people, you have to put it as unlisted.
All right.
And then you can send the link out to specific people if that's all you want them to see. But there has been an issue with putting videos unlisted that everybody has seen them. Like that's happened plenty of times. Matt had a video that he was working on that he had scheduled unlisted. And he sent me the link because he wanted me, he was like, hey, check this video out before I publish it. And I clicked on it and we were on the phone. I was like, dude, you got comments on here. He's like, what? And he started looking and there was a bunch of people that had commented on the video saying, oh, good job. That was really cool. He's like, what the hell? He goes, it's literally done unlisted. And I've had the same thing happen to me too.
I just
You need to zoom
published
in
it.
on that, Joe.
Let me click on it now.
You need to zoom in on
Okay,
that.
there we go.
Is
Now
that-
it's
you
working.
think that's a
I
test?
zoomed in as much as you could see. I zoomed in where it still made it clear. That was the thing.
Okay.
Because it started losing the resolution the more I zoomed, and I couldn't tell the outline. But when you look at it, because I slowed it down right there too, because that hit was fast.
Yeah, it's hard to even tell that with that. You were so far
Oh,
from it.
Alex
Yeah.
Escardo got the Avada 2, huh?
I can't tell from that video, Joe. It's so
Yeah,
fast.
but what I saw when I slowed down, when I go frame by frame, like it is a definite fin that comes up first, and it comes up, and then all of a sudden you see a splash.
Yeah, it's hard. And you already
Yeah.
had 2 likes on it.
I think
3
Alex
likes.
said that the other day that he was getting it.
I was like number 2.
Yeah, you were like number 2.
Joe was probably like number 1.
I was like number 1. I always look at them and hit a like to make sure they're working.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell from there. Did you try going over and hovering over the area to see if you could see it or no?
I didn't see it when I was flying. That was the thing.
Okay.
But I saw it when I was flying. I stayed around the area because I would have, if I would have seen it, knew it, because I might have been able to see it in the water. I would have told somebody if it was a little shark swimming around. Because they had,
You
like I said,
supposed
they
to
had kids in
report
the
that?
water.
Are you supposed to report those too if you find them or what?
Well, I guess if I'm out there. Because
I
they
mean,
had
are
kids
they-
in the
are-
water 100 feet away.
Well, I know. I'm saying, do they actively hunt those if they know there's one in that lake?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Oh, that was actually in a lake.
Well, that was at the mouth of the river with the lake.
Right.
Yeah, it's all fresh water.
Yeah, the river's freshwater. The lake is saltwater. It's brackish. It's got
Right,
the
but it's
salt and
not-
fresh.
But it's not ocean salt water, right?
No,
It's just
but they
a-
got sharks all over that lake.
Okay.
I've caught sharks out there.
Yeah, I would have went and at least told the family, hey, you might want to get your fucking kids out of the water.
Yeah, but like I said, I didn't see it till I got home, you know?
Oh, okay, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I understand that. Then you wouldn't have known. I would, dude, I would still tell people if I was down there. I'd be like, yeah, probably not a good idea to be swimming in these waters. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's like I would never let my kids swim in a lake here. Fuck that.
No.
Too many damn gators, dude. I don't give a shit. You're not swimming in the lake.
Mm.
And they like to hover around docks and stuff too. Like I said, I've never actually seen a gator like where I wasn't looking for them. If I go looking for gators, I can find them. But if
Mm.
I've never actually been driving down the road and there was one just sitting in the middle of the road or in my driveway or anything like that. But if I go looking for gators, I can find them. I've found them plenty of times before.
Mm.
I actually have a video on my old channel. Let me pull it up. It was a short I did. Uh, where I was hovering over top of one. Let's see if I can find it. Ah, yeah, here we go. And this was me looking for gators. I went and looked for them, and I ended up finding a couple in the water. But I hovered over this one. He was a pretty big boy.
That was a big ass gator, huh?
I mean, look at his
Yep.
head, and then you can see the whole cutout of him sitting in that water. He was probably, I'd say, about 6 feet. But yeah, I was probably about 20 feet over top of him, and I just hovered over him, and he didn't even pay attention to me. It was like I wasn't even there. I did that with the air too. He was just hanging out there. Like I said, you can find them if you go looking for them. It's not hard to find them. I've just never seen one actually like in my neighborhood or out on the road. The only thing I've ever seen driving down the road was a tail from one. Looked like an 18-wheeler just chopped the tail off one. Big
Yeah.
old massive tail in the middle of the road. The gator was nowhere to be found. I don't know where the hell he went to, but it
Well,
completely ripped his tail off.
since he was roadkill, and a lot of people like to eat gator, somebody might have stopped and scooped his ass up too.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't take the tail because the tail's got a lot of meat in it.
Mm.
But I think
Yep.
what happened was it chopped its tail off, and the gator took off running into the woods somewhere.
Well,
'Cause
they,
this is out in the middle
they
of
grow
nowhere.
they can grow the tail back, can't they?
I think they
Don't
might
think.
regenerate. I don't know if they regenerate like most lizards type animals do. I don't know if they have that same ability. They might. I know they can't with their feet because you'll see gators sometimes with missing legs because they got into it with another gator.
Mm.
Well, I just went back and clickbaited it. I called it Shark Attack.
Shark attack. Oh God. Did wait, no, you got to put shark attack and then in the title, did you see it? And then they'll go back and watch it like 5 times trying to see the attack.
Yeah. Because the thumbnail, if you look at the thumbnail, you can see the fin in the thumbnail, and I got shark underneath it before it hit.
Watch Joe is going to wake up tomorrow with like 2.2 million views and a lot of pissed off people in the comments.
And 2.3 million comments say, bitch.
Yeah.
Did you put 3 exclamation marks after the word shark?
Yeah, I did. I did. But it's but they gotta be 2.3 million fingers.
Yeah. But
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
yeah, but I was real surprised that it's actually because I was out in the middle of nowhere when I found that. I was heading out to this like really private upscale golf course. It's out in the middle of nowhere. They have a bunch of gas meters out there. And this is like a millionaire's playground. You go out there and it's just out in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's nothing for miles around this place. and they have like a 7-story hotel there and really upscale. You go driving up there with some of Ferraris and Porsches and shit. It's like a millionaire's playground for a big golf course.
Mm.
They got probably all these pools, like a little water park pool type setup and everything. And that's where I was at. I was driving back from there, and I was just on this desolate road in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden I see this big ass gator tail in the middle of the road. So I pulled over and I'm looking around, see if I can find the gator. I couldn't find him anywhere. But the tail was probably about 2 feet long, just sitting in the middle of the road. Looked like an 18-wheeler or something just came along and just nipped it right off of him.
You go down in Lafitte, Louisiana, and walk the swamp tour in Lafitte National Park down there,
Uh-huh.
and it's a wooden walkway, and they got a warning in there: watch for snakes, watch for gators, like this. And you walk this thing. It's about a 2-mile walk where you can go all the way back to the back. And I went back there with the kids when they were real young, and we walked that thing a couple of times. And I carried my camera with me, and I must have about 100 pictures of snakes and at least 20 pictures of gators, all on that walk.
You ever seen that video of that place called Snake Island?
I've seen the video.
Yeah, the place has like,
Hell no.
if it was like, say you had 100 humans living on that island, it would be like 20,000 snakes to every one human. Like that's how many snakes are on that damn island. It's crazy.
And
There's
it's like
videos.
Indiana Jones. It's like that Indiana Jones scene.
Yeah, it is. If you watch the videos from that, the people will be on the shore taking videos right off the shore of it. And there's just thousands of snakes all along the shore, just thousands of them.
And Justin,
Everywhere.
you know, I'm not afraid of snakes, but you know what? That would be too close for me.
Yeah.
If I see 20,000 snakes, I'm done. I'm out.
Mm. Hey, Joe,
Well,
you want to put a
Yes.
shot on with the title Shark, just hovering over a pair of fat shark goggles.
what are you doing with the Inspire, Paul?
Putting my FAA numbers on it just in case I do fly it.
Are you, have you got any? Is it still
No
on eBay?
bites, no bites. And I marked it down to 950, no bites.
Don't mark it down any less. Just leave it sitting
Don't
on
mark
there
it down.
just let it sit on there and simmer for a while. Because you're gonna end up losing money if you go any lower.
I don't think you put it on eBay. You just put it on Marketplace.
Marketplace.
Okay, yeah. Even then, just let it sit there and simmer, because you can let it
eBay-
sit there for 2
eBay
weeks.
take a massive. If he sells it for 950 on eBay, he's only going to get 600 and odd back.
Well, and you also have to pay a PayPal fee too. It's not just eBay.
Yeah.
You have to pay eBay fees and PayPal fees.
Yep.
But Facebook Marketplace, you only have to update the listing like every 2 weeks. So just leave it on there and just let it sit until somebody finds it. Somebody eventually will run across it and be like, "Oh, okay."
You never know. Somebody from further away might even offer it you and say they'll pay for the shipping if you ship it to them as well.
I don't ever do that on Facebook Marketplace.
Because I think you've just got it as collection only, haven't you?
Got a local pickup.
Yeah, that's the way I do it on Facebook Marketplace. There's too many scams on Facebook. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, but the trouble is with a drone that size, you're limiting your potential customer base by saying local pickup. There might not be anybody near you that wants it. But somebody
Yeah.
further away might.
Yeah, but it will, like, you will get people, it will send the listing out to people up to like 6, 8 hours away. I'll do local pickup in my area, and I'll get people 3, 4 hours away thinking I'm near them. And they'll be like, "Oh, I really want it." And then they'll be like, "Where you're at?" I'm like, in Winter Haven. They're like, "Oh, I'm in Jacksonville. It's too far." I'm
Yeah.
like, well, if you read the listing, it would tell you where I was located. It
Exactly.
literally says Winter Haven, but a lot of them don't look at the listing. So people outside your area do see it.
Mm.
But there, like I said, hopefully maybe he'll get somebody that's a couple hours away that might be willing to take the drive to get it.
God, if somebody was willing to drive 3 or 4 hours to pick something up off me, that would cover the whole of England.
I had the guy that bought my 1650 Super from me, the graphics card, the GPU. He drove 2 hours, like 2.5 hours to pick it up from me. Because I had it for like I think I sold it for 100 or 110. It was 110, I think I sold it for. I think something like that. I gave the guy a pretty good deal because he was driving far, and he was getting it for his son for his birthday because he had kind of an older graphics card and he wanted to update his system a little bit for him.
Well, when I
And-
bought my iMac, I bought it from some guy in Nottingham. So I had just over an hour's train ride. I just took an empty suitcase down with me, met the guy at the railway station car park, put it in the suitcase, paid him, walked to the other platform and got the next train back home again.
That's a good one.
Quick and easy, yeah. Yeah, this guy, I gave him a little bit of a deal on it because like I said, he was getting it for his son. And he came and he was like, man, he goes, you promise there's nothing wrong with that? I said, dude, this card was only used for like 2 months. I said, it's brand fucking new. I said, there's nothing wrong with it. I promise. I said, I'll give you my phone number. If you have any issues, I said, I'll give you a couple days. If it has any issues, you can bring it back to me. I'll give you your money back. I said, but anything after that, I'm not going to give you your money back. I said, but there should be nothing wrong with this card. I said, it was only 2 months old. I said, I updated. I got a better card as soon as I got the computer. I said, within a couple months after getting the computer. And it was still in the static free bag, everything. I had it in a nice little box. I gave him my phone number. I said, call me real quick. He called me. My phone rang. I said, okay, I got your number. And the guy never called me back after that. I knew there was nothing wrong with it. I mean, I understand he was being, a little paranoid because he had drove 2 hours to get it. And it was for his son's birthday and he didn't want to get, hosed by somebody.
Mm.
But I was like, dude, I promise you there's nothing wrong with the card. I was like, I just don't want it and I'm trying to get rid of it. I said, I updated my card 2 months after I got the thing. I said, barely has any use on it. The first couple of months I had it, I wasn't even gaming that much anyway. It was just, I was doing more live streaming and stuff. Because the first month or two, when I first started my new channel, I didn't even post anything or nothing.
How much did you sell it for?
I think I sold it for 110 or 120, something like that. Which wasn't bad because at the time, I think they were going for like 240 or something on eBay. Or I mean on Amazon. I think they were going for like 250. But I gave the guy a deal because he was driving so far.
Well,
And-
that puts it at almost half the price of that computer I was looking at on eBay.
And he was
It's only $349 for the computer with one of those cards in it.
and I would say he probably spent $40 in fuel to come here and back. So any which way, he still saved about $70, $80. So than buying it online. And it was still new. It wasn't like I had the thing for a year and a half and sold it to him. The thing was pretty much brand new. So he was getting a pretty good damn deal. I have to go back and look on Marketplace, see how much I actually sold it for. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look at the message. I think it was 110 or 120. I told him, I said, don't talk me down. I said, you're getting over half off on this thing. I said, but I'm giving you a deal because you're driving 2 hours. I said, so don't try to talk me down when you get here. I said, I want
So
the
Justin, what do you
amount I
think?
asked
Think
for.
all the Velcro out on the top?
Yeah, why not? Oh, dude, you could fly it up to somebody with the Jeep and just hover and say, grab the duck.
Here, Paul, I'm gonna Velcro that to the top of the duck,
There
to
you
the
go.
top of the drone.
Go to a Jeep meetup and you can go fly around and deliver ducks to people. Put just a
I
light.
didn't think about that. Velcro would be perfect.
Just do it. Just do it a light enough piece. Yeah, that's why I say you can go to a Jeep meetup, get some good shots of a Jeep meetup, and do some deliveries of some ducks around the meetup.
Put 'em
Well,
right
haven't
there
you
in
already
front.
got a piece of Velcro on the top of the drone for the strobe anyway?
Not on this one.
See, this is what I don't understand.
Well,
Why
yeah, now-
those? I don't know why DJI doesn't build
The
FAA
strobe on the
approved.
top.
I don't
Yeah.
know why they don't build in a FAA approved strobes into the drones already. Because the little lights they put on there aren't FAA approved to be 3 miles. So why not build that into the drone?
Mm,
I'll tell you why.
Or
Justin, I can tell you why.
why?
Because if you build them into the drone, it's going to use your drone battery.
No,
that's
no, hold on, you didn't let me finish.
yeah, no, it's
What they need to
switchable.
do is build
Joe,
in
hold
a
it up
little,
again.
build it to where it snaps into the drone, but you can take that off separately and charge it. But
But
have
then
a
you're starting
special.
controlling who can provide your strobe lights.
Oh, you
Yeah.
still put an external strobe light on it if you want. I'm just saying it'd be nice to have
Mm.
a built-in system
It would be, but
so
that's
you
the
don't have to go out and buy strobes if you don't want to.
Somebody
think
make
the
it go
one-
big and have
The
them hold
ones
it up
that are in
front.
the feet actually turn themselves off when you're recording, don't they?
Yeah, somebody said that yesterday about those lights.
Joe, why
Yeah, I
can't you
did.
put it on the back?
What do you think? I put the FAA number on the front of my controller too, because, you know, if you lose the drone, you want to have the FAA number with you, right?
Yeah, I've got mine on my controller as well as on the drone.
I really think you
You're right,
guys,
Not FAA, but operator
I
ID.
really think any of you guys that are just putting the drone numbers on there, you need to put your phone number on there as well.
Yeah,
That
my
says,
phone number.
please call me. Because people aren't going to know what that number is if they find it,
No,
and they might not know who to call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know how you did that one day for that guy and you called the FAA, Paul, the average person's not going to think to do that.
Just
Yeah.
like that guy that advertises them on eBay and does a QR code with your details on. So you scan the QR code and it gives you name, address, and phone number.
Yeah.
Right. You need to, yeah, I would print out a label with, at least with your phone number. Say, please call if found.
Joe, check out the link I sent you for the.
You know what's going to happen then, don't you? You're going to get the phone call and
Yeah.
he says, I found your drone. Tough, you've lost it.
You gotta have your phone number on there at least.
Because there's, like I said, the average person is not going to know what that number is or who to even
No.
fucking call to ask. You know, and they probably aren't going to want to take the time to do it. But if they look at it and they're saying, oh, a phone number, I could call that real quick, then they don't think twice to do it, you know? If you make it easy.
What link,
for 'em.
Lance? I don't see a link yet.
It's in there. Refresh your chat, Joe. Probably froze.
It's in the chat. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was looking at what you call it.
But I think by putting your number on there definitely provides them an easy
Oh
way
yeah,
of getting
I saw those.
up with you.
So when they bring in your new printer, David,
Don't ask.
So what time's the party at anyway? Because Laura's
Whenever you
gone.
want. Laura went this morning. It's been peaceful since. And as for the printer, because it's now being dealt with legally, they can't take it back until they've answered so many questions, because if they can't give guarantees that I'm still going to have a guarantor with it, it's not that the replacement's going to be brand new, and you know, if that fails, they have to give me my money back and stuff like that. If they can't guarantee any of that, then it's going down the small claims court.
Exactly. That's a good idea too, Joel. If you got the money to give somebody for returning it. Got to always have those funds available.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, I saw those, Lance. I'm just hoping that Johnny gets a couple of free sets.
I'm just saying, David, I want to come over and kind of like just fiddle with Laura's keyboard, move her mouse around.
Is that
kinda fuck
is
with
that a
her.
euphemism for playing with her underwear or something?
No, I'm just saying, I want to come over there and just like, touch her computer on it inappropriately.
Ooh, I just heard that. Oh Lord, that one.
You want to touch her pooter? What?
I said her computer. Just move her mouse around a little bit. Maybe flip the mouse pad upside down.
Oh, behave.
If it helps, I'm about to in the next half hour to an hour, I'm going to destroy a computer. I've got to take it out of the old case and put it in the new one.
I thought you were gonna say, if it helps, I'm gonna be playing with her underwear.
Now, do you have the upgraded parts for it yet or no?
Now,
Yeah.
I need 285 quid to get the upgraded parts.
Well, why don't you just wait to move it then until you get that?
Because she's
So you
blown
don't-
the fucking. She tipped Pepsi into the USB port.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, God.
Still don't have a.
It's be fucking dangerous.
That's nasty because Pepsi's full of sugar and treacle and yeah.
Yeah, and then she sat there going, "USB ports are not working. Did you clean the Pepsi out of them USB ports? Yeah, look."
That's when you turn the computer on and you just fill them ports up with rubbing alcohol and let it sit in there.
You tell her stop dipping it in the tea.
She's dipping her USB-A
Was
cords
it
in the tea.
was it a USB card or was it?
No, it's the
Instantly.
USB ports on the desk on the case itself.
I mean,
Yeah, it's USB-A ports.
so it's not on the actual motherboard.
No, not the motherboard. Motherboard's fine, but I'm upgrading it to a Ryzen 5 anyway.
Like I said I would have just dumped alcohol in those ports and filled them up and let them sit till it dried out.
I'd have just taken them off and put fresh ones in.
It depends if they're plugged into some
I'm gonna be
proprietary
honest.
crap though.
They should just
I-
what's it? They
If I
should
can
just
get,
unplug and wire bolt in from the inside of the case.
yeah, but just to
Yeah.
understand this, if I can get rid of a fucking case, I could save half the bedroom.
Oh yeah, that fucking case is huge. You could literally, and I'm not even joking, you could build 2 full computers in her case.
Free. It's got a slot for 3 motherboards.
3 motherboards.
Yeah.
Ow.
I think it's an old server rack.
Yeah.
Like that thing is massive. Like it's way oversized. Like
It's got slots for 8 hard drives down the front and 4 underneath. Yeah. Whatever they built in that before Laura got it.
oh, it's for somebody that wanted to build a serious fucking rig. Like massive water cooling system and everything else. It's just giving you multiple areas to be able to mount from.
Massive water cooling. If I put water cooling in that on that scale, right, it'd be like a tide.
Right, but
Every time she knocks the computer, there'll be a tsunami in the bedroom.
yeah, but what I'm saying is that case, the reason why it has 3 slots is because it's giving you different options to be able to mount. But it's because, like, if you've seen some of the cases I've posted of people going crazy with their PCs, dude, they put these massive water cooling systems in there where they just got tubes running everywhere. And it takes up like, half the case, just the water cooling system.
You know what the funny thing is, though? We bought this case off Amazon. And ever since, every day, I get that freaking email. We think you would like a new PC case. And they got no confidence in what they're selling. That as soon as we buy one, they're offering us a new one.
No, they're just trying to get you to buy more. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Either
but
they're just messing
PC
with you because you
case.
mess with them.
Yeah, why not say, we think you would like some more RAM or, another motherboard or another hard drive. No, another case.
You want
Yeah.
2 more motherboards for your existing case.
But Amazon does that at the bottom when it suggests you buy like 3 or 4 items together. It will be like some people have purchased all these items together, and they'll
Yeah.
give you the total price to buy all 4 items.
Oh, yeah, some of them are fucking really stupid. It's like a computer case, some RAM, a motherboard, and they also bought Tim Hortons coffee. What?
Actually, because of that system, I've actually been able to find certain things I buy in, and then I'm not sure what the second piece, like which one's compatible, and because of that, it's actually helped me a few
It's
times.
not always true though. They just lump stuff together.
No, but I'll go in the comment sections and look and see what people wrote. Like, oh
the
yeah, you
same-
can use this.
It's the same as Just Eat when you're ordering a takeaway, and it says people who bought this also bought a litre bottle of Pepsi. Yeah, good for fucking them.
Yeah. It comes with 2 bottles of Pepsi, but people also bought another bottle.
Yeah.
You can just see it, can't you? People that bought this gun also bought this balaclava and this bulletproof vest
Yeah,
and a notepad.
that sounds like a kit to
Yeah,
be a fake
and
cop.
some bullets and a bullet. What's
I
it?
was thinking
GPS.
more of a kit to go and rob a bank rather than be a fake cop.
Oh yeah, don't
But-
forget the canvas hold all for the money. Put the money in the bag.
Yeah, but for every 10 people they send those suggestions out to, if they only get one, that's still a lot of money that they make. That's all automated, so I don't cost them nothing to send out suggestions to people, not constantly.
Yeah, on this link you sent me, on these filters, it says usually ships within 5 to 6 days, and it says free delivery May 1st to May 13th. That's a little further than
Which
5
is
days. Right?
fine if you want to wait 2.5 weeks for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but these things, 4 filters, $50. And I guarantee you, these filters, when you put them on there, that is not gonna work. That gimbal cover will not fit. I'm guaranteed.
The problem is that drone's so new that everything for it is gonna be on back order for the next month or two.
Well, the new cases that Start RC made,
Uh-huh.
they're shipping out. About I ordered mine, I'd have had it tomorrow.
Well, see, that's the thing is like some of these companies, if they're smart, they get, they'll get up with DJI and be like, hey, let me get one of your drones so I can start measuring out cases and everything else and all the equipment and everything. Because then they can get the stuff for, mass produced a couple months before the release and have it ready to go.
Well,
But then
my
there's
noise
other-
cancellation is working.
But then there's other companies that, they rush and try to get this shit done the few days after it's released. They're rushing to try to get stuff out.
Mark, they're bad
Yeah.
for you. I saw it in the corner of the camera.
Have you looked to see what
Yeah.
PGY Tech has available for that yet?
I
might
haven't
have
seen
some.
it yet.
They might have some stuff out.
I know, but
They're
they're
usually
nice.
pretty quick.
Hey, Mark, guess what? I got stopped in Tesco's this morning by security because when I go into Tesco's with Laura, it takes about 4 hours, back and forth, and ahhing, in and out of the basket all the fucking time, right?
That's a lady
Well,
thing.
Yeah.
Well, I went in, I know exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
I just got the self-checkout gun, scanned the club card, and was off. Done. Right? I was in there 3.5 minutes, right? Okay, the basket was full, right? Straight to the checkout, scan, puff, bank card done, out the door, right? Security said I was too fast.
Yeah.
So they wants to check my shopping. Yeah. So after he checked it, I went, well, don't you look a tit now?
They have one.
He thought he was
one
so
thing.
cocky thinking he got someone.
Oh no, when I go to Walmart and they ask to check my receipt on the way out, I'm like, no, I'm good. I just keep walking. I'm like, if you think I stole something, you go back on the cameras and look, because you'll post it all over Facebook. So, if you think I stole something, you can go back and watch the cameras, because I know I didn't steal anything. So, nope, you're not checking my shit. I just keep walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
freaking annoying.
what did he say when he didn't find anything, David?
Well, he was so cocky, and I said, "You look like a right tit now." And he got in a bit of a huff. But the woman behind the desk, you know, the customer service desk,
Yeah.
that signed the lottery tickets and stuff, she was in stitches because, yeah, every time he picked something up, I went, "That's on the receipt. That's on the receipt. That's on the receipt." And then when he got to the last loaf of bread, I went, "Oh, did I pay full price for that?" Nope, it was reduced to clear. Don't worry about it.
When I'm at self checkout, I look at the screen every time I hear the beep. Boom, I make sure it's on there. And
I just never go through a
Some-
self checkout.
Well, some of the supermarkets now on the self checkouts, they have a camera,
oh yeah, all
Look
ours
at you.
have cameras. Yeah,
right? And they claim, yeah, it's so you can see what's going on behind you. Yeah. So I deliberately pick stuff out the trolley and I go, beans, boop, beans.
now we have two of them on our self checkouts. There's one that looks down at your hands and what you're doing, and then there's one that like looks right at your face while you're doing it, so they can get a shot of your face. That's why I said,
Yep.
when I go through self checkout and I walk out the door, if they try to stop me and ask me for my receipt, I just keep walking. And I tell them, no, I'm good. Thank you though. Like, if you think I stole something, you can go back and watch the fucking cameras. I'm not stopping for that.
Yeah, good luck.
Ooh, learn to sign. And then swear
Yeah,
at them.
yeah,
Uh, I don't go to the stores and steal shit, so they can fuck off. If they're gonna
Y'all
put
don't
those
hear
self,
any background noise with me, right?
no.
Yeah, because I got helicopters buzzing this place right now.
Dog.
What have you
Whoa,
done?
what did you do, Joe?
No, they're going, but it's more than one. There's across the street. There's the state police helicopter pad, and then they got the helicopter pad about a half a mile from here for the hospital. But they're buzzing. They can't be more than about 50, 60 feet.
I reckon if you go to the window, right, the helicopter will be there and it'll have a big sign saying, "Shut up, Joe."
Maybe.
From Laura.
I won't be a minute. I think the dog's figured out that there's dog treats in the shopping bag that I haven't emptied yet.
Oh, you can hear the sheriff's department when they fly over, man. They'll be at like 50, 60 feet above the houses.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
Yes, I know.
And the next courier company that knocks on my fucking door for the neighbours. It's like a freaking. I'm telling you, I have more parcels than Yodel and fucking DPD this morning.
No.
Flowers for
Stop.
one neighbour,
Oh.
giant rug. Then there was like boxes and clothes and it's like, what the fucking hell, just stop. Somebody's got to be in somewhere else.
Oh, that's like my neighbor that lives in the one street over. It's probably about I don't know, a minute walk over to her house. I walk from here. But her address is 405. Ours is 405, but it's two different roads. And they always deliver her fucking Temu packages and shit here. And I always gather them up, walk them over there and hand them to them.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
there's
no,
a couple
this is
times
they're not delivering them to the wrong address, Justin. These are your neighbour's not in. Can you take them in for them?
Yeah, then she gets some of our stuff sometimes and walks it over and gives it to us. I told her, I walked over there one day, I said, she happened to be outside. I was like, because they delivered a FedEx package and it had her kids' pictures on it from school. And there was a couple other packages out there that I was waiting on. So I brought them all in, And I was like, what the hell's this FedEx thing? I didn't even look at the name on it. I wasn't thinking about it. I just ripped it open and looked in. So who the hell's kid is this? And I flip it over and I look at it and I'm like, oh shit, it's the neighbors over there. So I packed it up. I walked over there and I said, are you so and so? And she looked at me all crazy because this is the first time I had talked to her. She goes, yeah. Like she didn't know what I wanted. I was like, I think I got your son's pictures by accident. I said, I didn't mean to open them up. I said, I thought it was one of my packages. I said, so I was bringing them back to return to you. And then we started talking, and then we made this agreement, you know, if we got each other's stuff, we'd bring it to each other. And it's happened so many times now that that's what we do now. We bring each other our stuff if we get it by accident. Because for some reason, our two roads have the names are not anywhere close to each other. Completely different road names. Don't sound the same, aren't even close to the same spelling, nothing. And yet they always deliver the shit. And it's always Temu and FedEx does it. I don't know why. I don't know if their GPSs are just fucked up and they're not paying attention to the roads or what, but
Yeah, I'm tempted to print a sign out when I get a 3D printer put it on the door saying, all parcels left here must be paid for on collection.
just like that one time I got the email from Amazon saying my package was delivered, and I look at the picture on that thing, and it was
Oh, that happens quite often.
one of my neighbor's front doors, like 6 houses down. And I just looked at the door. I said, that ain't my house. And so I start walking down the street, looking at the picture, looking at people's front doors. And I finally find it, and I knock on their door. I was like, I think you guys got my Amazon packages. And I looked at it, and they ended up giving them back to me.
When we lived in Wickford, that happened to us. The Amazon delivery got delivered to someone else. Now, normally, not a problem. I rung Amazon to tell them. They sent me a picture of the door, because they don't always send you a picture. I went and found the house, knocked on the door, and this woman stood there. She's eating the Cadbury's flakes. And I went, I believe you may have got my Amazon delivery of chocolate and some clothes. And she went, oh, I thought somebody had bought me a gift. She's there eating my fucking chocolate.
Thought somebody bought me a gift. Like, come on now. If you're not expecting a package,
Well,
you
see,
should
and
look at.
and that's what I don't understand. Like if FedEx leaves you something and you don't answer the door, they should put a sticker on the door saying package delivered.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
but
Is
normally
like,
they post a card through the door that says where it is.
but that's the thing is if I'm expecting a package, and like I said, like that day that I got that FedEx package, I was expecting other packages. They were all together at my door. That I can totally see somebody not realizing and taking them all in and opening them all up and realizing, oh, this isn't mine, like I did. Understandable. But if you're not expecting any packages and all of a sudden there's one at your door, you would think you would look at the name and be like, oh, yeah, this ain't mine.
Right.
Not just assume somebody bought you something. Like, what the fuck kind of excuse is that? Like,
The
you know
only
what I'm
good
saying?
thing is over here, if the courier company delivers it to the wrong address, you don't technically have to go and get it back. Either the courier company has to go and get it back and bring it to you, or the company that sent it has to replace it. It's not your responsibility to go and get it.
The best thing I ever got at my front door, remember I was telling a couple weeks ago when I got those 6 pizzas from Domino's? I opened the door up, and it was raining outside, and the girl dropped it, and she took off running back to her car. By the time I got to the front door, she was driving off. She was getting in her driver's seat driving off. And that was during COVID, and they weren't allowed to take food back once they delivered it. I called up Domino's. I said, you just dropped 6 pizzas on my door. I didn't order any pizza. And they were like, oh, crap. They were like, oh, well, you can go ahead and keep it. No charge. They had to go and make 6 new pizzas and deliver it to the right house.
Mhm.
And me and Sarah, what was funny was like 20 minutes before that delivery, me and Sarah were like sitting there in like this like debate on what we were gonna have for dinner. We were like, she's like, what do you want? I was like, I don't know, I don't know. And we were talking about all of a sudden the doorbell fucking rings at the perfect time. And I opened the door and there's just fucking pizza sitting there. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, he missed a little important bit where he
Did you go
actually
to
went to the
church?
front door and changed the door number.
Afterwards, did you go to church?
What was on the pizza?
Oh, I don't remember. It was just a mixture of pizzas. But it was just
That'd
they
been-
weren't allowed to take food back because of the whole COVID thing. That was their policy.
No.
So they
Listen,
told us we could keep them.
Justin, you might just think it's just pizzas, but look what happened in Home Alone. That one mistake with the pizzas caused so many problems, and one poor kid to be left alone. Just think what you could have done.
But it was so funny though. It's just because we were just talking 20 minutes before that, trying to debate back and forth what we wanted for dinner, and it was just like perfect timing. And
Yep.
at first, I thought it was my mom delivering us pizza because she would do that randomly. She would just call up around dinner time, our time, and she would call and order like 4 or 5 pizzas and have them sent to our house. And I called up Domino's and asked them about it, and they were like, "Oh no, it was supposed to go to this address." I was like, "Well, I'm not paying for this pizza." They were like, "Oh, you don't have to pay for it, but we're not allowed to take it back." I was like, "Okay,
Could you not
fine
have
with
took it
me."
over to that address and said, "Sorry, you got your pizzas"?
No, because their policy, they wanted to remake them and take them because of the whole COVID thing. They were super strict on their employees. Like, because when I called and asked them about it, I said, well, that was one of the things I told them I could take it down there. They said, no, because of our policies, we have to remake it and take it down there. So they told us to keep it. And I was like, okay, fine with me. As long as I don't have to pay for it. Not my fuck up. That was your guys' mess up.
Yep.
And I didn't even know where it was supposed to be delivered anyway, because there was no address on the receipt. That's why I had to call them and find out what to do with it. Because I figured they were going to come back knocking on the door looking for it. And that's why I called them up and asked them. I said, well, I can deliver it to the address if you tell me. And they were like, nope, we're just going to make them and resend them. I said, okay. Because all it gives you is a name. It doesn't tell you that the address on the receipt. I actually got
And it
quite a
said,
few. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I said there was 11 people shot that are injured and 1 dead right there by the French Quarter
Jeez.
last night. That's terrible.
I wonder what's going on with they just had that UN security meeting. What's going on with that? The Israelis were comparing them to the Nazis. Now they're still in session.
Mm. 11 injured, 1 dead. They got bullet holes everywhere down there. They were showing.
See, Tesla looking at they're in
Who?
financial shit.
Japan's now condemning Iran and the Houthis at the UN Security Council meeting.
Good. It needs to be unanimous.
Oh, definitely.
They need
Oh,
to. They need to. That terrorist group.
Oh, they were. I guess they seized a Japan ship about 150 days ago. They said.
Wow. They're trying to start a war.
I don't think by getting into it with Iran's going to start World War III like everybody keeps saying. I don't find it any different than Iraq.
The issue is going to be Russia is getting all their oil from Iran. And if you shut that down, it's going to piss Russia off. And China is going to have to supply them, but China's trying to be in bed with all of them.
Yeah,
So
but the problem is China gets 50% of their imported oil from the Middle East, so they don't really have oil themselves to be supplying people.
That's right. So
Russia does have some oil production, but it's very small compared to other countries.
And the bad part is we have enough if they let it happen to cover us.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
if
and
we were
more,
at full,
we were actually selling it.
well, that's what I'm saying. If we were at full oil production, we would outproduce the Middle East.
Yeah,
When we're not at full production, we're only
it's
at
all
like 40 or
politics.
50%.
It's all politics. We're probably less than that now.
Russia doesn't have the means to do anything else at the moment. They're barely dealing with Ukraine with a meaningful manner. They can't stand to take another war front. There's no way they'd be able to handle that.
Let me go see what she wants.
I think Iran would just be just like Afghanistan or Iraq. I don't think it's going to start nothing. All the other countries around it ain't going to want to deal with that. What's up, Dusty? Ah, fuck China. Now they're talking. I like how their fucking headsets at the UN look like they're from 1970. It's like you think they'd have something a little more modern looking. Am I the only one here? What the fuck? Where'd everybody go?
I'm still here.
Have
Yeah.
you seen the headsets at the UN?
Yeah,
They look like
they
they're
are
from fucking-
1970s.
That's what I'm saying. They look like they're fucking headsets from the 1970s.
It's all
It's
right.
like they
I
couldn't
was actually
update.
talking to you, Justin, but I wasn't because the fucking microphone was muted.
You think they would have updated to like some Samsung Buds or some, Apple AirPods
Yeah.
by now. That's funny shit.
Most of them aren't even listening to what's being said. They've got fucking little Walkmans down on the floor with their old tape, mixed it tape.
Listening to Rick Roll.
Yeah. I'd love to hack that system and fucking put Rick Astley on it.
Yeah, that'd be funny as hell.
Rick roll the whole world. Yeah, I was just saying Tesla have laid off 10% of its staff.
Oh, wow.
14,500 members of staff globally.
Hey,
Haven't read
David,
on that yet.
you thought those weren't good for me.
Now,
Tobler, what is that?
Toblerone
Oh, yeah.
I'd
have
like
those
to
over
say
here.
they're not good for you.
and Foxy's Crunch Biscuits.
Well, I'll tell you what, you
We
have
have
the Fox's
Toblerones
Crunch
over here.
biscuits, but the Toblerone you must say for me.
Yeah, we have those over here, the Toblerones or whatever the hell they're called.
Toblerone.
I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever had one, but we have them over here.
Oh, they're really good.
Chocolate pyramids with nugget in them.
And
Hold on.
nuts.
Pick that back up again and show me.
They're like triangular.
Oh, yeah, that's way bigger than the ones we get. The ones we get are a lot smaller. They're like little.
Oh, you get
normal
different
size.
sizes over here. You get your standard bar size.
I'm sure
And
we
then-
have bigger ones, but usually you get like regular candy bar size ones at the registers and stuff.
Yeah.
That was £3.
Yeah, that's free.
Jesus
Have you
Christ.
want to see the £25 one that comes out at Christmas? I'm not
Oh,
even
yeah.
sure do you expect to fucking eat that thing.
Oh, yeah, we get the big ones during Christmas where you get like a 30-pound fucking chocolate bunny during Easter and shit, and it's solid chocolate. I'm like, how the fuck does somebody eat that much chocolate? But yeah, I guess you just cut it up in pieces and eat a little bit at a time, but still.
Now
a
you
lot.
just sit there with
Oh,
your
it was
Christmas
good.
movie and just munch the whole lot, and then realize you're like, when you get home, you're like, oh God,
Oh
what
my
have I done?
God, dude. That
They
one,
break off into little pieces like this.
but
Yeah. Remember when they caused controversy when they made the
Those
triangle
little-
smaller, but the slats
Those-
bigger?
Yeah, those little white specks are
Nougat biscuit and no.
nougat and bits of
that right there is enough chocolate for me. If I eat any more than that, my stomach will get so.
Hey, Mark R. White, did you know that the penguin biscuit is just a bourbon covered in chocolate?
Look at that cookie.
I only found out last night. I'm like, you bastards.
Look at that cookie, David.
Yeah, it's a good one. See, now that is a cookie over here.
I'm
That's a
sorry,
chocolate chip
Peppers.
cookie.
It's chocolate.
It's not the biggest I've seen.
Oh no,
Is it a
this the
Tesco
ones-
one?
These are the ones Sarah gets from her work.
Oh yeah. Are those the soft ones?
Yeah, it's a soft one, yeah. But it'll take me a fucking 2 days to eat that. I don't eat a lot of sweets. So
2 days. That's
I
one
won't
cup
eat
of
that.
That's not even one cup of
That's
tea.
one cup
I
of
can't
tea,
eat all
yeah.
that in one sitting.
That's not even one cup of tea. That's you 4 of them in it for one cup of tea. I'm sure.
Usually
Maybe
I'll eat,
5.
and if I eat that, usually I'll eat
Right.
half of it and I'll put the other half in a
Can't,
Ziploc
it's
bag and I'll
chocolate.
eat it the rest of it next day. I can't eat all that in one sitting. I'm just like this right here, this chocolate bar here, this Butterfinger was enough for me. One sitting. I won't eat more than that.
Now that's just a starter to a snack. That
Chocolate, if I eat too much chocolate, it fucks my stomach up really bad.
right, guys. I'm gonna carry on decorating. I'm stripping some idiot before we moved in. You know the glass panels above the door.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit
Somebody
Loops,
painted them.
Applejack.
I'm stripping it. I'm stripping it back so we got the glass back.
see, Joe didn't wash any dishes. Now he's eating out of cups.
No, that's a pot noodle in it.
No, it's Apple Jacks. He's got or Fruit Loops he's got inside of a cup.
You get them cups
Milk.
over here
Yeah, you
with
can
Fruit
buy
Loops
that.
in.
You can buy cereal bowls with
Yeah.
cereal in.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Cereal.
but that's just a cup because he didn't wash dishes. That's all that is.
It's easier to eat of out of a cup. You've got a handle.
Right, I'll catch you all in a bit.
What time you going live?
I'm not sure. Depends if I get this decorating done.
All right, just message me. Let me know.
And fucking Windows, stupid updates. My computer has had Bluetooth since day one. Windows update last night. Now it doesn't have Bluetooth, and everything I've done, it keeps coming back saying this device does no longer has Bluetooth.
I
Oh,
don't even use the Bluetooth built in my computer. I got a Bluetooth module. I use TP-Link one. You can do up to 10
the new
devices
update.
at a time on it.
The hell's this message?
Because the Bluetooth on the computers usually aren't the best on PCs because you'll walk like 5 feet from it and it'll lose fucking signal. Where the TP-Link one, I can hook up my Xbox controller and walk 30 feet from it and it'll stay connected.
Yeah,
And
the
it-
internal one is surrounded by metal.
Yeah, now if you get you can get the little TP-Link ones on Amazon for like $10. And yeah, they're high speed. They're 3.2. I think they're the USB 3.2. And they'll do up to 10 devices at a time you can have connected to it. And they work really good. Just a little tiny receiver that you plug into USB.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them somewhere.
Yeah, it looks just like
Um,
the little dongles from the wireless mouses and stuff.
Well,
Paul missed the ship.
What's
Get you
that?
one of those, David, and then you
The
don't even have
ship
to worry
behind you,
about
you
it.
missed it.
No,
what?
I saw it, but this is the window when my Meals on Wheels comes.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to miss that. It's a free meal, you know?
Matter of fact, let me look and
Well,
see.
it's half a free meal.
Yeah, if you
Well, the garbage disposal needs to be filled.
Actually, you could put it in if the dog won't eat it. You could put it outside in a bowl because the squirrels damn well will.
Now, my squirrels are pretty picky.
Yeah, you are, Justin. I don't have the on the back of your computer you have the little things for your wireless,
Uh-huh.
little antennae. I don't
Mm.
have that.
Okay, I
That-
have the
That
Bluetooth,
usually
yeah.
comes with a separate wireless card, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I've got a wireless card built in it, but I bought one of these so I can have it above my table to get a better signal.
There's the pilot boat going up to pick up the pilot off that ship.
But do the integrated Wi-Fi, does that have an external antenna slot?
Yeah.
This is the one I have right here.
Yeah, I did have one of them, but
And it's a 5.0, 5.3 dongle receiver. And they even have one now that's Wi-Fi and Bluetooth all in one, which is pretty cool. It does,
yeah, well,
it
my
does both of them.
wireless card's already wireless and Bluetooth.
Oh, I'm just saying they have one though that is available that has both. But yeah, if your Bluetooth sucks on your computer, get one of these. They work fucking
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Well,
And
my
they're only 12
antennas
bucks.
are pretty good.
And you can get the open box one for $10. Save you $3. Not a bad deal. That's a
You
bad
go
one.
in the pound shop and get one for
I
a
mean-
pound.
I was going to say that. I hate to upset you, but they're only £1 over here.
For a TP-Link one
Yep.
or an off-brand one?
No TP Link.
I don't
TP
know.
Link's pretty cheap over here. Not on everything, but quite a lot of stuff. And Logitech.
Mind you, it might only be, a USB 2 one rather than a 3.2.
No, it's 3.2 in the pound shop.
Joe, you getting ready to go fly?
Not yet.
Right. I
Oh,
will catch you later.
All right, later.
Yeah, if I'm going live, it'll be about 6 o'clock our time, which is in about 2 hours' time. But
All right.
like I said, all depends on how I get on with this decorating.
Okay.
It's 20
I want to
4
destroy this place while Laura's not here.
4:15, just gone.
Catch you in a bit.
Later.
Okay.
Okay, see you later.
Oh yeah, Logitech stuff's cheap over here too, but they also have their premium brand shit. It's expensive. Because you can go to Walmart and get a Logitech mouse and keyboard for like 20, 25 bucks. It's not the best keyboard or mouse, but it'll get you through. You need to get a quick,
I've
grab
got-
something real quick.
I've got 2 Logitech wireless keyboards, and one of them has a separate numeric keypad
That's what Joe has. He has
and the mice
Logitech.
as well.
He's got their mid tier one.
But I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how it compares with current because it must be about 25 years old.
Because Logitech has really cheap stuff. Like I said, you can get a decent wireless mouse and keyboard. It's not the best for like 25 bucks. Then you get the mid-tier shit where you can get a nice keyboard for about 50, 60. But then they have their gaming lineup like Razer and Corsair and stuff where the mouses are like $100, the mouse pad's another 100. You know, they got their premium line too. Logitech makes some really good hot premium stuff. Like that one wireless mouse with the wireless charging mouse pad. That is a hell of a setup. But you're going to spend about 220, 250 bucks on that for the mouse pad and all that.
Yeah, no, mine just have a stand that you put the mouse in to charge it.
Yeah, their new system they got now, the mouse pad is a wireless mouse pad. So while you're using your mouse, it's just constantly charging it.
That's handy.
Cool.
Yeah, it's wireless charging. But like I said, you're going to spend a pretty penny on that. I mean, shit, just the setup I got with the Dark Core and that Corsair mouse pad I had, if you went out and bought all that, you'd be looking at almost 180 bucks. And it doesn't even wirelessly charge.
Oh,
But
my Logitech keyboard just takes 2 AA batteries.
now you can get nice Corsair keyboards for not too much. I mean, you can get a wireless one for about 80, 90 bucks. that's got built-in battery. Like my keyboard and mouse are all built in, so I don't have to change batteries. I can just plug them in and charge them.
Well, yeah, it's
uh,
cheaper being able to do that, but it's quicker just to change the batteries.
Oh yeah, but I just dude, when I had that cheap Logitech mouse and keyboard, it didn't have it was one of the real cheap ones, and it didn't have the ability to turn itself off if you didn't really using it. It would just, the shit would stay on if you forgot to turn it off. So I was constantly going through batteries, and it was getting super annoying. And so then I went out and I bought a rechargeable 4 battery recharge thing, and I've got 8 AA's or triple A's. And so I always had 4 in the charger because I was constantly switching them out. And then that got really annoying after a while, just having to do that. Because I would always forget to turn the shit off no matter how much I tried to remind myself.
I mean, I've got quite a nice case for my iPad, which has a wireless keyboard with it.
Oh, what the hell is this?
I mean, it makes it a bit big. Like that. But when you open it.
Fucking Russia. I mean, that's such a fucking joke. I swear to God. They say they want Alaska, Hawaii, and California, Finland, and Poland. Good fucking luck.
How's that for a wireless keyboard?
Oh, yeah.
I replied to your comment on my shark attack.
That goes in the iPad case.
I mean, Russia probably have a part of problem dealing with the LA gangs in Ukraine.
Yeah.
They can go ahead
When
and
they
take
said that,
California.
where they said that at?
It was a news article David sent me from MSN online.
Yeah.
Said they wanted Alaska, Hawaii, and California. The fuck did Russia ever have claim over Alaska? Hawaii or California. They can fuck off. They can try to take Alaska.
We need to give them California. What are you talking about?
Oh, hell no. I don't want the Russians that close. No. If it came down to the Russians having California and being that close to us, no, I'd rather keep California. Fuck that. I don't want the Russians in our area.
Give them California. Eventually, it's going to fall in the water anyway.
Shit, the tip
of
Florida.
Soon as they move in, you know, God don't like ugly. As soon as they move in, it'll fall in the ocean.
I just would love to see Russia try to take either one of those three.
They have a better chance in California than Louisiana or Florida.
Well, like I said, they're going to deal with all those fucking gangs in LA. Good luck with that.
Just give them Canada.
No, we're going to turn Canada into a 51st state.
No, we don't want that.
Why? We can get rid of their government, and then we'll. Then they can. I wouldn't mind having Canada. Canadian people are good people.
But then it becomes the biggest state in the US.
Yep.
That gives
Texas won't allow that.
Split it up in like 10 different states.
Texas won't allow that.
Oh, so.
Yeah, no, Texas won't like that at all.
Remember how I was talking about the Civil War movie and how Texas and California teamed up in the movie?
Yeah.
Well, I was running across some YouTube videos the other day, and these military analysts were doing a YouTube video on it. And it was like 2 days ago that they did the video. And they said the same fucking thing I did. They said, how the hell, when they were making this movie, did they think California and Texas were going to team up?
Yeah.
They said that would never happen. They said the same exact thing I said. They said more like Texas and Florida. Sure shit ain't going to be California, though. Because you're talking about different viewpoints. Granted, there are a lot of people in California that have the same viewpoints as people in Florida and Texas. They're just outnumbered significantly by you know, obviously the majority in that state. But
Mm.
if you're looking at it from a Civil War standpoint, you have to look at ideology and beliefs. And California and Texas are so opposite of each other that it makes no sense why they would team up.
Paul's disappeared. That must mean his Meals on Wheels are here.
I'm listening for this. I'm listening for the disposal.
Oh, I
I
can't
don't
wait to
know.
see that movie.
I don't know whether he throws them away before he cooks it or if he cooks. Oh no, they arrive cooked, don't they?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
arrive
I'm
warm.
cooked.
They deliver them in warm
It's
bags.
it's only on Thursday that he gets weekends that are frozen.
Right. They do. They give them enough for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mm.
But no, they when they show up, it's like pizza delivery. They go around and they have hot bags full of them, and then they just go to the door and hand them to them, and then drive off to the next house.
I think they have whatsits, don't they? They have like little ovens in like the aircraft do for their meals in the vans to keep them warm.
I'm not entirely sure about that. Probably depends on how many deliveries they have to make. Because
I
then
think I'm
his
gonna go.
area, it could be 100 houses or it could be 20 houses. I mean, just depends.
Mm.
But it's a nationwide program. I mean, if
Yeah,
Joe wanted to get Meals on Wheels in his area, he could do it. If
yeah,
they
we've
have-
got
Maybe not. I looked on it the other day,
Uh-huh.
and it's the group that does it for St. Tammany Parish, the website doesn't exist anymore.
mm.
They got a lot of money over here. That's the problem.
I wonder if they lost their funding or something.
I mean, we've got
You know?
Meals on Wheels here, but I think I actually get too much money in my pension to be able to be eligible for it.
Have you ever actually called though and checked in it? To see?
No, I didn't.
I don't think I'm old enough yet.
No, I don't think it always goes by age. It also goes by disability too, if you're on disability. At least over here it does. It can be a disability thing, it could be age. It's not, I don't think it just goes by age. You should at least call and ask them, you never know. Worst case
Yeah.
scenario, you don't get it.
True.
But it could definitely get you some free meals so you don't have to spend so much money every week, you know?
But then again, I don't have a waste. Oh yeah, I do have a waste disposal. It's called Precious. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. No. Not the Dre. So Dre, I was talking about the new movie of the modern day American Civil War, not the original Civil War that you're thinking of.
The
I'm
film
talking
that
about today.
out yet.
Yeah. It's well, it's out on the illegal sites, but it's only a cam version. But yeah, it's
Is it
out
out
in
now?
theater.
I
It's
must
out in
have a look. I've
theaters.
not seen it.
It's out in theaters now, but it's modern day Civil War, not the old Civil War.
I haven't seen the Ghostbusters movie out yet either.
Somebody
I-
thought I was talking about the old Civil War the other day too, and I was like,
Yeah.
no, not the old one. I'm talking about today.
I haven't had a look on my on the cams folder on my IPTV to see if Ghostbusters is on. But last time I looked, it wasn't. Whether
I
it's
can,
not yet, I don't know.
I mean, I can go watch Civil War now, but I don't want to watch a cam version. I'll wait till an HD copy comes out. Because usually Corey will grab it once an HD copy is available online. Corey will grab it, put it on his Plex server for us. So I'll just wait till he grabs it, watch it. Because usually when a cam version comes out, if you wait about 2 to 4 weeks, somebody will release an HD version,
Oh yeah.
and then he'll be able to reach out and grab it, and download
Well,
it to his Plex server.
They put it on the cam folder. They have a special folder for all the cam ones. And then as soon as they get hold of the real one, they take it off that and put it onto the main folder.
Right, that's what we do.
Well, their cam ones are all right. They're good quality. It's just that they tend to have adverts every now and again for the site that does them.
Well, I've watched a couple cam ones, and it's not so much that the picture's bad. It's usually the audio just
The
sounds
audio.
like shit
It sounds
because
like echoey. Bit like
Yeah.
Tim's microphone.
Exactly.
Tim's obviously not around.
But yeah, it's usually the audio that just sounds like crap. And then depending on whether they got a
Well,
good
that
view
looks all right,
point.
Paul.
What'd you get?
Chicken, rice, carrots, and broccoli.
Oh, okay. It's not bad.
Broccoli is really good for you. It's full of iron. And carrots are good for your eyes.
Oh, dude, nothing like broccoli with melted cheese on it. So good.
I prefer cauliflower with melted cheese on it than broccoli, but
I'm not a big cauliflower fan, but I'll eat it if somebody makes it. I'd rather have broccoli myself. I prefer broccoli over that.
He ate a piece of broccoli. World War III is gonna happen today.
no, it's good for you. Lots of iron in broccoli.
Hey,
And have you ever seen a rabbit wearing glasses?
Not if you go by Mitch's diet, it ain't good for you.
Yeah, well, Mitch would only eat the meat.
I don't see how that's good. He that's what I'm saying. Like,
It's basically the Atkins diet.
I just don't see how eating just nothing but protein is good for you because
Yeah. Well, the Atkins diet was doing that. People were losing shed loads of weight with it.
Because honestly, to me, my personal opinion, I think Mitch looked healthier 3 or 4 years ago than he looks now. He might have some muscle mass on him, but he looks like, and I'm saying this to sound mean, but
mass on him. He's like a stick.
he looks like a cancer patient.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Because if you look at him 3 or 4 years ago, he looks filled out. He looks better to me. He's got, his cheeks are all nice and filled out. He doesn't look extremely overweight or anything. I mean, I guess if it's working for him, he thinks if he feels better, then good on him. But I just don't see how eating bacon and steak every day is good for you. I mean,
yeah. Does he eat cheese? Because I know
he eats nothing but bacon and meat.
Meat and eggs.
Yeah, meat and eggs. That's it. He did a tour of his kitchen one day, and he showed his refrigerator, and there was like nothing in it at all, but eggs. That was it.
Yeah, just eggs. I don't think he's even got milk.
And the thing is like, what are you really basing your research on? Because if you look up most of the people that support that diet, most of them aren't really medical professionals. So it's like, what are you basing your research off of? Because the only research out there is what the medical field has come up with over the years.
Yeah, sure.
Of what they consider a healthy diet.
What's that boat, Paul? Is it a boat? Is that a boat, or is it just the other side of the river?
That's a ship.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, that short has been up for 1 hour, right? 324 views.
How many hate comments have you gotten?
I only got one comment, yours. I got 14 likes.
Yeah. You hardly ever get any likes compared with the amount of people that look at it.
Now I got to go pull that clip of that alligator on a board and put it out there and say alligator on a surfboard.
No. You say alligator attacks.
Paddleboard.
Yeah, paddleboard. Alligator attacks paddleboard. You got to give it a really snappy title.
Yeah. I told you I found a soccer ball out there. It was red and white soccer ball. and I looked at it real good, and I was thinking, damn, why couldn't it be a volleyball? I said, the hell with it. I said, I found Wilson, and I made one like that. And then I got the duck blind. I said Louisiana duck blind or something like that, and stuck it out there.
I don't know if Dre's still watching, but there's a link for that Civil War trailer if you hadn't seen it in the chat there, Dre.
But I like the fact that when I stopped the clip, I looked at the clip. It showed that fin come up, and that's where I cut it right before that, and then slowed it down so that you could see the hit because it happens fast. So you can see the hit, and then I let it go back into the regular video, the regular speed, and I took it from like 1 second of a hit to like a 4 second hit.
Time to go feed the garbage disposal.
Yeah,
Just
eat
have
all
a
that.
taste of them. You might even like them.
What?
Have a taste. You might like
I
it.
didn't like it.
Just tell them that you don't want vegetables anymore. And you don't have to waste them.
Well, they gave me two of them, two doses of it.
Oh, Jesus.
What, you got 2 minutes?
Because they know what's happening. They're watching.
Yeah, I got two full ones of these, and 3 frozen meals.
Hey? Thought that wasn't supposed to be till Friday.
Here we go, little
Thursday.
disposal.
Yeah.
Hey.
Not unless they
But
had
they're giving them
extras.
all at once now.
They might have had extras or something. Maybe they were trying to get rid of them. Figured he'd use them.
Hmm.
They don't realize he's actually just throwing them away. What's up, Al? Wait till, yeah, that's what I'm waiting for, Al.
You could use them vegetables in a stew.
Oh, you saw
You
it?
gotta- you gotta
Is it
make it
coming out
stew.
on Netflix?
Yeah, true. He has to make it. Yeah. Mind you, I mean, what they're making a stew? Throw the vegetables and the meat and some stock in a pan and let it boil.
I didn't know that was coming out on Netflix.
I
What?
just text my
Civil
friend
War.
that's an insurance agent. I told him I need to get with him later this week, like Wednesday or Thursday, to set up the new insurance. He texted me back and said, "I'll call you." Okay, I'll call you in an hour. Yeah, it's a Wednesday or Thursday. You know? So that means I'm gonna be here. I gotta wait till he calls now before I go fly. Which I wasn't going until afternoon anyway. I'm thinking about. I'm trying to think of where I want to go. I'm thinking about going to Pelican Park and where the pickleball thing is, because they got that little wooded area right there, and just fly all in between the trees, that little wooded area. Because it's like a nature walk. I might go to
Remember,
Fontainebleau and do the nature walk.
You cannot fly under the nets in a pickleball court.
Here's how it came. Here's the second one.
Why you get so many today?
I don't know. They come in a bag.
Is a no note.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to watch that movie on Netflix. Impossible. I haven't seen that yet. Looks pretty good.
They sure give them a lot of chicken.
Has anybody watched that movie, The
That
Impossible?
actually looks not a bad meal, that.
Yeah.
Or it would be better if there was a kind of a sauce or a gravy over the vegetables, though.
Yeah.
Not that it makes any difference to Paul, but
So was it pretty?
just dry vegetables are not as good as when there's a gravy.
So Al, what did you think about that movie? Was it pretty good or what? I know people were curious, but because A24 was the one that was making the movie.
I'll have to put that other meal out in the trash, I guess.
You can eat that one later.
Maybe not.
Have it for your tea.
I got about 16 frozen meals from them in the freezer, so I'm gonna start throwing those out too.
You could
They're
try
not going
eating those.
bad.
Well, you don't have to only have one meal a day, Paul. You can have two. It's allowed.
Or find somebody that wants them. Give them to somebody.
Hey, I've called around and everybody takes a couple of them, and then you call them and ask them if they want some more. No, we'll let you know.
I mean, are they freezer burned or no?
No, they
Oh.
come sealed and everything.
Well, I know that, but sometimes the stuff's sitting for a long
No,
time.
no, they're still good meals.
In my honest opinion, it sucked. I'm still gonna want to watch it though, but I was curious what you thought of it.
Well, eat a couple of them a day. Eat one in the morning.
And I think what
Eat
I'm
one-
gonna do, I'll call the
Well-
neighbor that took them before, but he didn't.
You just have one at tea time
Oh.
and one at dinner time and one at tea time.
Al, have you
You
watched the new
do at
Or
least
should
two
I
a
say
day.
one at lunch and one at dinner for you? Yeah.
Al, have you watched the new Roadhouse? Really good.
Hell, you could even have one at supper time.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna still give it a shot and watch it though, just so I can say I've seen it. But yeah, you would think in that movie that would be a key aspect of the movie that they would
Hey,
need
Jim,
to
how you doing?
describe it.
Well, I'm just thinking about you and all these frozen meals I got. How many you want?
I don't care.
Will you take them?
I'll take some.
Okay, I'll send you over a couple dozen.
That's probably too much.
Okay, well, how about 6 or 8 of them?
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, I'll have them over there shortly, Jim.
If you haven't seen it, Al, they have it on Prime. If you got Prime, it's free on there.
Oh yeah, but they just overdo it, you know.
Oh, he's good. He's sleeping in the bed right now, in our bed,
Yep.
resting. So,
But is Thomas not well now?
a few days ago, about 3
Yep,
or 4
that's
days
right.
ago, he was breaking out in hives real bad, and we're trying to figure out what it is.
Okay,
doctors think it might
I'll
be
give them
from-
get them over to you shortly.
Maybe a laundry detergent or
Okay,
something
yeah,
they're
well-
using. So
Yeah.
we're switching stuff up, trying to figure out what it is.
You
Well, have
guys
you
gonna
checked
you guys gonna
anything
be on for a little bit because I'm gonna
Yeah.
bag up some and take them across the street to my neighbor.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. No, we haven't recently. I don't think we've changed anything. It's just, it is possible though that sometimes you can just automatically all of a sudden out of nowhere start becoming allergic to something too. So, I mean,
Mm,
it does happen sometimes with people. Like for years, I wore a lot. I used the same deodorant for years, and then all of a sudden, one week I just started breaking out real bad in hives from using deodorant, this type of deodorant, and a lot of men's deodorant actually causes me to break out, and so I end up I have to use women's deodorant because the men's deodorant, something in it, makes me break
Yeah.
out really bad. And I've tried 5 or 6 different deodorants, and every one of them does it to me.
mm.
So. The only one I've found that doesn't do it to me is the women's Suave deodorant, so I use that because I can't. Something in it causes me to break out really bad.
I don't know whether you get Dove over there, DOVE.
Oh yeah, Dove products are huge over here.
That's quite a neutral one.
Yeah, Dove and Suave are kind of the same. The way they make their stuff, it's kind of a more. They don't
Mm.
use as harsh chemicals and stuff in their stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't like. I never had an issue with deodorant until up a couple of years ago. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just started making me break out really bad. But I also got allergies a couple of years ago too. Never had problems with allergies. And all of a sudden, I started having allergy issues when, springtime and shit would roll around. all
Mm,
that, and everything's blooming. Yeah. So sometimes, your body can do a 180 on you out of nowhere. And it's
yeah.
possible that's what happened with Thomas.
Mm.
Because as far as I know, we haven't switched anything. So nothing's
Anything he
changed.
uses at anything he uses at school that's changed?
That I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to ask him about that. I haven't asked him that, but I'll ask him that. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Could be a soap or
But,
something he's washing his
yeah,
hands
yeah,
with at school or
they have
something.
at school. Yeah.
Be some third world disease from some third world country from illegals.
But yeah, I'll actually ask him that because I didn't think to ask him that, but I know his diet hasn't really changed or anything. So, but like I said,
You
it's
mean
possible.
it's still basically tacos and burritos?
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, it is possible that his body kind of did what mine did with the deodorant thing, and just now whatever we're using just doesn't agree with him no more.
Mm.
Or it's possible that the chemical makeup of the soap we've been using has changed too, and we didn't know it.
Yeah, that's true.
They could have added a different type of chemical to it or something that now is
Yeah.
causing that. So we're gonna switch up like laundry detergents and all that different things and see if that changes.
Yeah, I think probably softeners are the most likely thing because the detergent mostly gets washed away when it's rinsed, and then it adds the softener and the softener stays with it.
All right. Oh, you're funny, Jonathan. I have my own big boy deodorant.
Yeah. That's the one that
I,
comes in the blue with those flowers on it, right?
of course, why not? No, but the one day I put deodorant on and I came in the room to change and I took my shirt off and Sarah said, "Oh my God, what the hell is that?" And I lifted my arm up and all of a sudden I just had all these like hives down the side of my arm, like on the side of my armpit, and then down my side a little bit where the deodorant had like touched me. And I was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "The fuck is that?" I went and took a shower and then they started going away. I took some Benadryl. It started going away. And then the next day I put the deodorant on again and realized, yeah, and then I made the connection. And then I tried using 4 or 5 different other deodorants and they were all doing the same thing. The only one that wasn't making me break out was the deodorant Sarah was using. So I just stuck with that.
Yeah. No, that's it.
Found something that worked. What?
No, no, that's it. And we talk about Tim. God darn, we gotta change.
Medical condition. Leave me alone. At least Paul got rid of those meals and actually go to somebody that's going to eat them.
Yeah.
I hate to see him throw all that shit in the trash.
Mm.
But he threw out like what was it, 2 or 3 cases of cup of noodles he had that were just sitting that he never ate, and there were 3 or 4 cases.
No, they don't go off.
And he threw them out because they had been sitting so long they went bad. They were past the
They're all
expiration date.
dehydrated. How the hell do they go bad?
Because they have that beef powder shit in it. They do have an expiration date on them. So he tossed them in the trash.
They have a best before date. They don't actually have an expiration date.
Yeah.
There I go.
There is a difference.
Yeah, you're funny, Dre.
Nature boy. Well, it's Sarah's deodorant, so it's Nature Girl.
I've got quite a few pot noodles and pot rices in the kitchen.
No, he was showing them on the live stream one day. He was like, he had like 2 or 3 big ass cases. There was probably what 15 or 20 in each case, a cup of noodles. And he threw them all out because he said they were past the expiration date. I told him to go give them to his neighbors, and then he was like, well, they're past the expiration date.
Doesn't
Well,
matter. Not an expiration date. I told you. It's a best before date.
yeah, well, he didn't want to give them to anybody, so he ended up tossing them. So
Well, let me tell you about expiration dates. It's just a suggestion.
well, there are 2 different ones, Best Buy and expiration. Best
Yeah.
Buy, you can get
No,
by, you can get away with going a little longer.
Yeah, about 2 or 3 years after. Literally. Look, they put a best before date on a can of beer. A can of beer has no expiry date.
I don't know.
Will not go off.
Hold on, you're telling me if you pick up a beer 3 years after you buy it, it's going to taste okay?
Yeah.
Should, as long as you don't lose any kind of pressure on it. Pizza Hut, we used to have, the biggest thing was the blue cheese dressing. The blue cheese, the little package you get, used to have expiration dates were real quick on it. And I used to have to check those things.
Dairy, they can, yeah.
Yeah, I used to actually put a little sticker on the wall behind it and tell you this is the expiration date on most of these. You know, because we had to double check them, and you didn't take the top and refill it. If you, it was a drop down thing. I told them, I said, I better not see y'all taking them from the top. Take them from the bottom. It held 30 of them. I said, then when you get down to about 15, put 15 in the top. And when it got like right at that date, close to it, I'd pull every one we got, double check it. And I like the blue cheese. I put it in the box, bring it home, stick it in my refrigerator. And I have it in my refrigerator. By the time I'd run out, I'd have more.
Oh, you're not lying about that, Dre.
You can freeze them, Joe. They're perfectly all right to freeze.
Yeah.
And Dre's not lying about that. Did you remember when Paul ate that old ass shrimp that was in his freezer? Oh,
that's different.
Like he said, he ate frozen fish sticks that were 2 years past the use date. And then Paul ate some shrimp that was in his freezer for like a year and a half. And it was all freezer burnt, and he cooked it and ate it. What's up, Jody?
Right. See,
it probably won't do you any harm. It might taste bad. Different, but that's all. It won't taste bad. It'll just taste a bit different. But it won't do you any harm.
Well, I'm saying is I would agree with you. It would taste bad as in it doesn't taste like it's supposed to, but it's not going to taste bad as if it's going to make you sick. That type of bad. But it's going to definitely have an off taste. Freezer burnt shit is just gross. If I see something that's freezer burnt, I just toss it right in the trash. I don't even attempt to cook it.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got stuff in my, I've got much stuff in my freezer that's been there for a long time. Not a massively long time, but a long time. Certainly beyond the 3 months they recommend.
Yeah, I vacuum seal everything when I'm putting it in the freezer. That way I get all the air out of it and it lasts longer.
So yeah, I don't vacuum seal anything, but we don't sit on stuff long enough for it to get freezer burnt. Like we literally, we cycle through all our food every month. So we don't have anything that sits for longer than a month.
What's for tea? What's been in the freezer the longest?
Yeah, like by the time we go grocery shopping, usually we're down to the last few things in the freezer and fridge. And then we go grocery shopping, we refill up for the whole month, and then
well, I've got a yogurt container in there with Gumbo Basic, it says on it. That's like what was left of the gumbo. And what I do is I take what's left, what you don't have enough for, you have enough for maybe one pot, I mean one bowl, but I'll take it and fill the gumbo container, and then I'll put that's my starter for my next one.
That's the start for the next gumbo,
It kind of gives you a little bit of extra flavor. And I've got one of them in there that I looked at the other day, and I'm saying, what the hell is this? And I smelled it. It smells like tomato sauce. And I started thinking back. I said, and I didn't have it dated. I had it dated, and it was getting a little frost on the top. And I looked at it and I went, That's spaghetti
Bolognese?
sauce. No, that was spaghetti sauce. I tried something with English muffins, making little pizzas with them, the little
Oh,
crumpets
yeah.
like. And I only made a couple of them. You put the pizza sauce on it, and you put the what you call it,
Huh?
the mozzarella and the pepperoni, and it came out okay, but it was pizza sauce. It wasn't pizza sauce. It was spaghetti
What
sauce.
are you making? Freaking spaghetti
Right,
sauce
as far as
popsicles?
far
Yeah,
as
it didn't taste good.
as far as English muffins are concerned, there you're talking about just bread.
Yeah,
Not
basically
the
that's what it was. Well,
not,
they
not the
tasted good,
crumpet.
but I didn't
Not the
like the sauce
crumpet.
with it.
You said English muffins were also called.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Remember we looked them up the other day and they looked very similar. Crumpets and
Yeah, it
English
was similar to
muffins
that.
look almost identical.
Yeah,
So I
well,
think that's
you
what we.
wouldn't be putting tomato sauce and stuff like that on a crumpet, believe me.
I've seen people
Well,
make little pizzas out of those and bagels.
Yeah,
Crumpets are more like a sourdough.
yeah, I made it like that. And
Yeah,
it
there's-
tasted good except for the stupid sauce.
Well,
about
Mark, if you're hungry enough, you'll almost eat anything, right?
we
Well,
were just
you won't.
talking about you eating that old shrimp and fish sticks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, gross.
I love fish sticks.
They were only a couple
Oh
of
no,
years
sorry.
old.
Now these are different, aren't they? What
What
you
it-
call fish sticks are like rectangular pieces of fish coated in breadcrumbs,
They're long and
Yeah.
breadcrumbs. Yep.
which is what we call fish fingers.
Well, we call them fish fingers too. I've heard people call them that.
Yeah, but a fish stick is basically
Like a big fried patty, right?
no,
Yeah.
a fish. That's a fish cake.
Oh, what the fuck? It's not sweet.
A fish stick is like it's like a raw fish, like sushi, in a long stick with a crab flavor to it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Joe, remind me not to order fish sticks in the UK.
Yeah, okay.
They are lovely, actually, really nice.
Yeah, but I'd be expecting fish fingers.
But you'd be expecting fish fingers.
Well,
Exactly.
I think I still have fish sticks in the freezer that are like 2 or 3 years old.
No, I'm
Or more.
sure if you were in the UK and you're in a touristy area, they probably understand the difference in lingo, I'm assuming. Like if
No,
you don't think they would? The average
No.
waitress that worked in a really like
No.
high touristy restaurant.
no,
What-
but you wouldn't get fish sticks in a what's it restaurant, except for maybe you get fish fingers on a kiddies menu.
Well,
Well, I would,
the other day I had to throw out some Campbell's tomato soup because it was leaking up over the side and down the sides of the cans on the shelf.
What the hell?
How the hell do you
They were
manage
4
that?
years. They were 4 years old.
That doesn't
Oh,
matter.
Shit
Cans
was,
of tomato soup will last 30 years.
No, this didn't.
might have had an air pot or
It must
had a
have had a
slight
pinprick
leak.
hole in it or something.
yeah,
all the-
little-
Or the can had got some moisture on it and it had gone rusty, something like that. But normally you will not have, no can will ever go off. Because there's
Well,
no
there
air.
was, I'll tell you what, the vintage shrimp that I ate was good.
Ew.
Oh,
Vintage
Lord,
shrimp. That's two words that should never go together.
The,
Vintage shrimp.
the only thing I think that would happen to a shrimp that had been in the freezer too long, that it would be a little bit dry.
No, they were just perfect.
Okay, imagine if you actually had fresh shrimp, you'd be like, what the hell was
But
I eating?
now the problem I had is that the shrimp cocktail sauce that was in the refrigerator was 5 years old and it was a little dicey, you know.
Yeah, well, that's different because that's probably got some form of egg base to it and it will go off. Yeah.
So how many of those meals you take over to your neighbors?
14.
You gave him all of them?
Oh no, I still got eight in the freezer.
He just kept the ones he wanted, the ones that didn't have vegetables in it.
I like that. he said, I'll bring you a couple of dozen. The guy said, that's too much. He said, about 6 or 8. That'll be fine. So he takes him
He gave him
14.
14.
Well,
That's
there was
that
a
new math.
there was a bonus, you know.
I mean, when you think
That's
about
that new
it,
math.
he said 6 and 8. 6 and 8 is 14.
Paul was like,
Perfect.
well, it was a buy one, get two free.
That's right.
No, he said 6 and 8, not 6 or 8. 6 and 8 is 14.
Hey, Justin, 500 views.
Oh, yeah, that thing's taking off, ain't it?
Yeah, that's gonna go over, okay. That might go to three or four.
Is that the Gator one you did or no?
No,
That's
shark
the one
one.
that said shark attack.
Yeah,
Okay.
he clickbaited the fuck out of it. It's probably just a big ass
Look
like
around.
fucking catfish
Yeah.
or something.
You
Could have been.
Look
I
around.
saw that fin. That's what I'm telling you.
Gone quiet now, haven't
This
you?
is the big
Because I've seen
catfish, and he's
people
like,
out.
boom, that shit. Local boater gets attacked by shark.
And if you see the video, you go to the video of that when he hits. There's a kid, no more than about 30 feet from, not even 30 feet, 20 feet from where it hit, and they're sitting there looking at the back of the boat, and nobody's paying attention.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
wind's still blowing
the
out there.
dad's, yeah, the dad's sitting on the back of the boat. The kid's on a little floating raft type thing, walking. And the kid's got to be 3 years old, 4 years old, maybe 5 max. And the thing hit, I'd say, 20 feet. It's like I guarantee from here to my TV, maybe 15 feet.
Hello,
That's
how close it
Sarah.
was.
Oh, you're way behind on the chat.
Yeah, you way behind. Is that a lever?
Your chat might have froze because there's been Dre and Al and Jody all talking. And Jonathan.
It's not tea time yet. Shut up.
David's playing housekeeper, isn't he?
He's trying to get stuff done, I guess, now that War's not around to bother him.
He's partying, having a party right now.
Well, how can he get anything done if the supervisor isn't there?
That is true.
It's one thing to just be a worker, but to be in supervision, that's tough.
Yeah, it's not good when management's not there, right?
That's right. Somebody's got to steer the boat, you know.
That's great.
Oh.
You know David's listening right now too. Fuck off.
How about I put on there alligator versus paddleboard?
Yeah, Joe, why don't you get on your CAD system and start designing some shit for your Avata?
Oh.
Instead of waiting
I'm
for
thinking
somebody
about
else to do it. You can design your own bumpers.
Alligator scares off paddleboarders.
Start thinking of stuff that you might like to see on it and start trying to design some shit. Well, you got the whole setup for it.
Or gator versus paddleboard.
Because to be honest with you, at this point, with you starting to learn the CAD system, having the printer, dude, you don't need to go out wasting money buying shit from Dobo and everybody. You can print the shit yourself.
I don't buy nothing from him anyway.
Well, like I said, I know so many people that had 3D printers that went out and bought those bumpers, and I'm like, why the hell did you waste your money buying them from somebody else when you could have made them yourself?
Yeah, Johnny's been printing them up.
Like you no point in wasting your money buying them from somebody else, and you got the whole setup to do it yourself.
Yeah, but I put them on there and never flew with it. I took them off.
You didn't like them?
I did, and I did. I flew. I don't think I really don't think I flew it once with them.
Now, were they a hard plastic or were they kind of soft and spongy?
Kind of soft.
Okay, that was gonna say is if they were hard, there'd be no real point in that. You're just putting another layer of plastic on there. Now, if they had a nice soft
Johnny's made up a few.
Yeah, if they're made out of what is it, TPUs, the soft spongy shit. You
Yeah,
make it out
Johnny
of that.
keeps a bright yellow on his. I had a ribbon, but I've never, like I said,
Actually,
I took it off.
actually, one good way to do it is you do one color for the front, one color on the back. Then if you're
that would work.
flying, if you're flying without the goggles, you'd have a perspective of which the front of the back is. Do you ever fly it without the goggles, or just like cruising around, or
No,
you know?
no, I've never done that. You could.
That's what I'm saying. I know you could, so that's why I was wondering if you ever did.
Well,
I
if
always
you-
rather
if you-
goggles
if
because
you
I'm
don't
always
use
trying to
the
go.
Goggles, you don't see what it's seeing, do you?
No,
I mean,
but you
if
got to
you-
keep it close enough.
Yeah, but if you can use your phone on the sticks, right? Just like a regular drone controller. Can't
No,
you can't
No.
put the point of the view of the drone on your phone?
no.
Oh, that's stupid. They should have it to where you can do both.
I think you can do it now with the way they got the Bluetooth, where you can give it a shared or long view.
That's what I'm saying. You should be able to
Yeah.
do it on your phone too, because
Yeah,
even though technically that's that's classified, they classify it as an FPV drone. There's no reason you can't fly it like a regular camera drone if you wanted. I mean,
but the problem is there's nothing to hook. You'd have to make something up to hook it to the controller to be able to look at it because there's nothing on the controller where you could hook something up to it.
that's what I'm saying. Like they should design it to where, because if you're not flying an acro, then you can fly it like a regular damn. You should be able to fly it like a regular GPS drone by using a tablet or phone.
Well, the difference is it should be and
Oh,
can
Corey
do.
said you can. He said goggles to the phone on the Fly
Yeah,
app. Yes,
that's what you call it.
Yeah, just use the
yeah,
HDMI
yeah.
out.
That's with the goggles. All of them will do it because you had to do that with the goggles too, where with Integrity never did. That's why I never did.
well, like I was saying, like if it's hot out one day and you don't want to have the goggles on your face, because I know that can be an issue. You know.
But
Not anymore.
I don't think you can just you can link the goggles just sitting over here to the phone, can you?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
Corey's
now you
saying. You
can.
can do.
The new
Okay.
goggles have got fans in.
Yeah, they got Bluetooth on it now too.
Yeah, but I'm saying even with the fans though, if you're sitting in 98-degree weather in Florida with 80% humidity, are they going to do that good of a job to keep you from
Oh
sweating
yes,
in them?
it was 80 degrees yesterday, and I had them on, and I noticed it was getting a little foggy, and I adjusted them to fit me a little bit better, but I was getting just a little bit of fog. So what I did is I hit the fan, and it cleared up real quick.
I'm just curious what it would do in our type of summer though. Our summer
Yeah.
heats are crazy.
Well,
You know
ours
what I'm
too. I
saying?
what it was going to do in a 100-degree day.
That's what I'm saying, because that would be a day that if you really wanted to get a shot, but you know if they can't really help in that extreme of heat, that would be the time where you could hook your phone up and use your phone
Yeah.
just to buzz around.
Last summer I flew a lot less with the Avata because I was wiping my face down, putting them on, and
Right.
flying and having to take them off and fly and wipe my face down.
That's when you
Why
just sit
do
in the
all
car
these
with the AC on.
Why do all the comedians say that Florida's a dry heat?
Oh, the fuck it is. That no, California's the dry heat, Southern California. I can fucking no, hell no. Complete opposite.
Heat is heat, no matter what.
Yeah, but there's two different types of heat, and you will notice the two different types if you've been in those areas. The dry heat, you're really hot and sweaty when you're outside, but the minute you go inside, you cool off instantly. In humid heat, you can go inside and get in the air conditioner, you still feel fucking nasty after 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll still be sweating. It's a whole
I
different
spent-
thing.
I spent a week in Vegas a few years back with my sister, and you got to drink a lot of fluids because you start dehydrating.
But dry heat is
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
manageable to me than humid heat.
And
It's-
That always got me. That one where, Jeff Dunham was talking to Walter about the heat, and he said, "God, it's ridiculous." He said, "I took a shower on Monday, Friday, still not dry."
yeah.
Yeah,
when I was in Vegas that week, after about a week, I became acclimatized to it. I was starting to feel better, but you could see the difference in my skin in that week. And then I left and came home at 10 o'clock at night in New Orleans. When I got off the plane, by the time I walked to the car, I was dripping wet.
And just like dogs that have bad mange, if you tend to get them into the desert area in the United States, like Southern California, Nevada, Arizona, they
Yeah,
actually can clear up very quickly. Like my aunt had my dad's dog for a couple of years up at her house in Ventura, and she got mange really bad. And my dad decided to bring her back down to our house because my aunt was moving. And within 2 or 3 months, her mange completely cleared up. All her hair grew back. It was gone. Like it actually seems to be a little easier on dogs being in that area. Plus, there's not a lot of humidity. So if they have bad like dysplasia and stuff like that, it's a little easier on their bodies because they don't have to deal with all that nasty humid climate.
Well, we have
Um,
loads of humidity. It's called rain.
But if you've never actually been in a dry climate like the desert, like California, then you really can't. It's hard to explain unless you've actually been there. But it is
I
two
have,
totally different heats, completely
I've
different.
been in the heat
Yeah.
in the Middle East. That's a dry heat in the Middle East, believe me.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
a
a whole
desert type.
different. Because I can handle being in the heat in California way easier than I can here.
You can get off the
Because
plane. The planes, when they land in the Middle East, a lot of them tend to be they land on a runway, taxi to somewhere, and then you have to get off the plane and walk to a bus, and then get a bus to the terminal. And the bus has air conditioning in it, but from walking to the plane to the bus might only take about half a minute. But even in the middle of the night, it's like 45 degrees centigrade.
yeah, in when you're working out in the heat in California, you don't, as long as you're staying hydrated, you don't tend to sweat nearly as bad. But if I go out in the middle of summer here and I start mowing the lawn, I'll be sweating so bad after 10, 15 minutes that it's all in my eyes, my face. Like you have to constantly be wiping. And then, yeah, it's just, oh, dude, it's bad. I hate it. I hate the summers in Florida. I love the winters here because it's around 50, 60 degrees. It's so nice.
Mm,
The winters are very nice in Florida. You're somebody, especially if you're from up northern more, you're used to a lot of snow and stuff. That's why everybody comes down here for the winter times.
snowbirds. Yeah,
Yeah. We got a lot of people from the UK that come over here that have houses over here.
yeah.
A lot of people.
I know a few people have got houses over there.
Oh yeah, I met so many people from the UK in my area. And that's why a lot of the grocery stores around here have they actually have sections with 12 and like 16-foot sections down some of the international aisles, and it's nothing but English products from England.
Yeah.
They have a whole section, so that's kind of because they know there's so many people around here that come from England, so they kind of provide a little bit of home for them.
Well, them biscuits I showed before, I think that Laura's put a couple of packets of them in your box.
Yeah, everybody that made suggestions, they were getting stuff together. And then there was a couple things that Sarah wanted to try that she saw on TikTok and some other platforms of people she watches from England. And Laura got them for her and put in there. But it's whether Laura and David have ate half of the box yet. Because the day they found out Gitchy wasn't coming, they started digging into that fucking box. David was like, "Don't worry, I'll replace it when the time comes."
That sounds like no control.
Mm.
That's why I said you could put a big ass box of junk food in a house with me by myself, and probably 90% of it still be there a month later. I'm just not a big sweets person because sweets fuck my stomach up, and I just would rather not deal with that. So I don't eat a lot of like the last 3 or 4 birthdays I had. I didn't even eat a piece of my own cake.
Wow.
Never even ate a piece of my own cake. didn't want to. I didn't want to.
Oh, you've
I'm
got to.
gonna jump off because I want to go get dressed because I'm waiting on that call now. I gotta wait for. And
Okay,
as soon as he calls,
Hold
I
on,
can
have you
get
been
out of here.
sitting there naked on a green screen this whole time?
Yeah,
Stuck bastard.
you want to see? Look,
okay,
that's why I
Joe.
have the camera to a certain level. You know. I called my text my insurance agent, and I said I want to meet with you later this week, like Wednesday or Thursday. Stop. I said Wednesday or Thursday to talk about the new insurance. He goes, okay, I'll call you in an hour. Like today's not Wednesday or Thursday, you know. But he'll call me. It's about getting close to an hour, so I want to go change,
Okay,
get ready to go. So I'll talk to y'all a little bit later.
okay, Joe. We'll see
Okay.
you later
See you,
on.
Joe.
Yeah, later.
Well, Justin, what do you think?
I mean, it's only 3 of us. It's been a little slow.
Yeah,
It's already 12
Yeah.
o'clock, and David's going to be on in about an hour or so.
yeah. Dave,
Yeah,
Yeah, there's only
everybody
15
check
people
out
watching.
David.
Is there 15 still watching?
Yeah.
If there is, nobody's fucking saying anything.
15 people are still supposedly here.
Mm.
Does anyone have the Canon G7?
Mind you, I mean, if you count all the people in the chat, I don't think you get to 15.
Lance, you might just want to message. You got questions about cameras? Just message either Joe or Donald on Messenger if you got a question. Sure, one of them could answer it for you.
Yep.
Them two know a lot about that.
All the mic cannons are EOS.
Yeah, he's looking to see if anybody has a Canon G7X.
Mm.
Like I said, I would get up with Donald or Joe on Messenger and just talk to them about it. They'd probably be able to help you if you got a question.
Yep.
If that's what he's
Okay.
looking. All right.
Well, I think all of Joe's cannons are EOS as well. And I don't know.
Could be.
Don's got
Well, unless he's
Don's
just
got Don's got Canon as well, but I think he's switched to Sony now, hasn't he?
Don't know.
all right. Well, I guess we'll catch you guys later on David's.
Okay, we'll see you later on today, either over on David's or I'll be back here at 5 o'clock.